Hello, and welcome along to episode 14 of Sogravia, the Last Bastion. Please ignore the fact that Matt's playing hide and seek. I don't know why that's happening. Fixing now. There we go. Welcome along. Michaela is somewhat with us today. She may be able to talk at some intervals, but for the most part, she is listening and typing on the Discord. So you won't see her, but we will hear her, or at least we will know what she wants to do. But we are, alas, without her beautiful face. Speaking of not so beautiful faces, that we are also without. Jamal's not here. He'll turn up at some point, maybe if we're unlucky. He's currently in a fight with a pterodactyl in the pharmacy, I think. Wow, that was a weird one. I wanted a word that began with the same letter as pharmacy, so I went with pterodactyl. And they do begin with P, but T and F.
Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl at the pharmacy is the worst alliteration anyone has ever heard. Wow. Okay, on that note, when we last left off, you guys were doing the things. We're mostly doing homely things. We had spent a day out at Van Hania, going to the Magus Arcane and the Furian Guard and Captain Umbar somewhat, and seeing what tasks we could retrieve, what jobs we could find, and so on and so forth. You were also given a task by Starling Birdsong. No, not Starling Birdsong, just Starling. You were given a task by her to investigate a man called Rockus Sunderdown, a bandit out to the west, who she believes may be one of the captains. No, their activities are somewhere in the west, that's all you know. There was a large box drawn last session for it. She believes maybe one of the leaders of these bandit groups who you have been involved with. Those bandit groups obviously were led by Shadowvale, so it is assumed that Rockus Sunderdown is a Shadowvale, but you're not sure. It's also just a name. You have no idea what race he's appearing as, anything more than just that name, and that his operation point might be somewhere over there. Great Square, it's really small. Can I do this? Is that allowed? There you go. Cool. So that is what you know. You have various jobs around the... I knew there was something I hadn't done. Various jobs around the country, all of which are pinned but not labelled. I knew I needed to do something. But I'm sure you guys have notes. We can hope. Right?
No.
Cool. It is currently about 6:30 p.m. on the 28th of Shez. You guys were headed home first, I believe. Well, you went home, right? You got the Starling messages. She invited herself to dinner. And after that, if you want to do whatever you want to do, be my guests.
Well,
What's the name we're looking for again?
Rockus Sunderdown. Typing it in chat.
It is in the shared notes doc.
Yeah, don't forget you have this thing that a couple of people are really, really good at keeping up to date.
Thank you, those people.
If you scroll all the way down and you look at the stuff from the Sisterhood and Magus Arcane and Furian Guard, that is what you got last week. Yeah.
Damn, that's really far to the west.
Although Rockus Sunderdown's name doesn't seem to be in it unless I'm scrolling to the wrong point.
Yeah, it's in the long-term goals.
Ah, okay. Cool. Yeah. I like the way that it comes after defeat the Shadowvale. It comes after defeat Shadowvale. We'll defeat Shadowvale and then we take out that Shadowvale bandit guy, Rockus Sunderdown.
Yeah.
And of course, in the doing so, once you've scouted, you were told to inspire Torgar, Hammerstriker, to, as Michaela so delicately put it in the notes, get his shit together. The idea was that if you could band together his battle rages, the Gutbuster Brigade from Thraxton, and get them involved, then he might be more willing to partake.
Yeah, let's go.
You also have 6 hill giant ears. If you would like to change those into gold, you're more than welcome to do so.
Wait, have we still not turned that in?
No. I think you turned in a bounty of sorts for it. But do we do ears in this?
We turned it into bounty,
Yeah,
but
like
not the ears.
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
maybe
no,
that's...
because the ears were just the proof. Like, they didn't ask that they wanted them or anything like that. They were just like, oh.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Truth
okay, so
is-
you've been given the 2,300 gold pieces of the Hill Giants. You're just carrying their ears around, according to Michaela. Okay, sorry. I don't read the party notes very often. And I scrolled down here and I was just like, 6 Hill Giant ears, a nice luxurious resistant fabric, very long, and some blueprints for a forge. Yeah, why not? Cool, what are we doing? 6:30 in the evening.
I'm gonna
Going
take
to
some
bed.
time while we're here to attempt to brew a poison.
Oh, yeah. So, do you have worm tongue petals?
I have worm tongue petals, and I have
Fantastic.
silver hibiscus leaf.
Are you going with basic worm tongue petals, or are you attempting to enhance it with your silver hibiscus?
Biscuits? Basic
Apple.
plus.
Yeah, so silver hibiscus leaf, you do know it is also toxic. And I'm sure Fox will inform you that it's sometimes used in dragon's breath potions. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and roll me your poisoner's check. Do you have a poisoner's tools skill on your character sheet? Have I done that?
No.
I've done that? I'm sure I've
Oh,
done
yes, I
that.
do. Yes, I
have
do.
done that.
Yes, I do.
Okay, just checking. Yeah, you should have level 4 poison, I think.
That is a 15 plus a 23.
A 15 plus your... What? 38?
23.
Oh, okay, sorry. You
Why
said
did
it's a
you hear
15 plus 23.
It's a 15 plus 8 is 23.
Oh, okay, I missed the middle bit. Okay. That will give you what is effectively a basic poison at D10. I think it is. Let me just have a look. Sorry, I have like 25 documents to go through for this. It's the most complicated. I am in the process of simplifying it because at the moment I have to roll things, you have to roll things, we have to roll things. Here we go. It is a 1d10 of damage. Each bottle will contain 6 applications. There you go. An application lasts for a single strike on an arrow or 2 strikes on a melee weapon. When a creature is subjected to this poison, they must succeed in a DC 16 Constitution saving throw or be poisoned for 1 minute. That is the poisoned condition.
Nice. Is that on D&D Beyond or...
No, it's a series of things that I've put together from different tables. So I'll just have to write it out. 1d10 on hit, 2 hits for melee, 1 for ranged, 6 apps per worm tongue. Oh my god, worm tongue is a hard word to spell. Used DC 16 poisoned, 1 minute con save. It's not quite in the right order, but you get the point. Fantastic. And obviously you can continue to brew that for as many singular uses of worm tongue and silver hibiscus leaf that you have. I think I did it in pounds, although technically you're not using 0.1 of a pound per bottle. That's just how it goes. To create this poison, you must put it in a sort of, on a crucible, in a little metal beaker, and crush down both the worm tongue and the silver hibiscus leaf, filter them in distilled water, and stir for a long period of time until the mixture turns a nice oily black. After that point, you can use it by dipping in arrows or dipping in a dagger sword, etc. Try not to dip in a battle axe. The bottle probably won't be big enough. But I'm sure you'll find a way of pasting it on with a feather or something. Cool. While Ashrin is brewing, well, Ashrin is creating brews, let's go with that, not brewing herself. What are the rest of the people up to? It's somewhat near dinner time. I'm sure dinner will get eaten, but is anybody doing anything particularly exciting or interesting this evening?
We're in our house, right?
Well, I think most of them are. I thought you were fist-fighting sheepsbane in the garden.
Yeah. I'm not doing that anymore.
Oh, okay, you're done with that, are you?
In the garden, fighting the plants.
No, not that garden. If we look at our lovely picture, well, should we go to the picture? It'll change the music. That's probably an advancement. We have these beautiful sort of herb gardens out the back. and then you've got this and the vegetable garden out the front, and then you've got like all of this surrounding grass area, right? Like it's fair to say that when Obi starts wrestling Sheepsbane, he gets banished over the bridge. Why is this not working? Okay.
Obi is gonna go into the main living area of the house if there's anyone else in the area.
I'm in the kitchen right now.
Anyone in like I'm like the living room area with me?
Can be.
He's like, please.
He's all alone.
Sullivan's outside at the moment.
Right, I guess Obi's all alone.
No. Well, I'm sure you'll convene at a time around dinner. I think it's fair to say that we didn't invite Starling to stay, so she buggered off. Yeah. As people begin filtering in, what are you doing, Obi? Oh, go on, Sullivan, if you want to do something prior to that 45-minute.
So, I'm currently outside, but I'm gonna go down to the river.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna fill up a vial full of water, and then I'm gonna spend an hour turning it into holy water.
Okay. And in your eyes, what does that process entail?
So, get the little vial, put the little stopper in, and then I basically sit down on the grass with the vial in front of me and my sword and shield on either side, and I'm basically just channeling my Templar magic into the vial of water.
Right, okay. And is there any sort of signs of that to anyone else? Does the water change form in any way?
Yeah, so obviously we know that Sullivan's Templary magic is like this deep red. So it's this kind of little wisps of magic coming from him and then going into the bottle.
Yep, okay, cool. You can do that with a single vial. I think it's a single vial lasts quite a few applications, right? You don't need it.
I have
single
no
vial per
idea.
spell. I think for the most part it's used for spells you don't have at the moment, but it might come in useful for other things.
Well, I was thinking about throwing it on a zombie, so...
Sure, yeah. I mean, renowned for zombies, Sogravia.
Yeah.
So far, every zombie
sprinkling it
you've met has been on your team, believe it or not.
Or other applications, like sprinkling it on Glacier's forehead when he gets too evil.
I was waiting for that. That's
Yeah.
what I was gonna say.
You gotta get rid of those. You gotta
face.
back down those vampires. That sort of stuff.
Yeah, just, in case he gets possessed or something.
Okay.
I'm not already possessed.
Yeah, and as the group convenes for a meal, Obi, what were you doing?
Just waiting for someone to talk to.
Aww.
I'll talk to everyone when we get to dinner.
Okay.
I'll be
fair,
together.
It's fair to say that I think everybody, even, Ashrin leaves it boiling for a while and then comes back. It's fair to say everybody arrives at the dinner table. Wait, is Zavril arriving at the dinner table? He is.
Nah,
Look at that.
Jamal's.
He just cruised in 42 minutes late for dinner.
He flew on the back of a pterodactyl.
Welcome
Yeah.
in, Jamal. Nothing's
Sorry
of
about
any
that.
worth has happened. We waited till 4 o'clock and then we gave up on you. Yeah. So, dinner table, all around. Obi, chatting, something, I don't know, maybe.
So
Yeah, I'll walk into the living room. Oh, hello, Obi.
well now
What are
I'm
you
not in the
doing
living room. I'm
here?
not in the living room anymore. I'm at the dinner
Get down there.
table.
Where's Obi gone? I just saw him come in
Oh,
here an
hello
hour
there.
ago.
Well, assuming Sullivan's now at the dinner table, I'm just gonna. Everyone's there. I'm just gonna go. How are we supposed to catch Ruckus? We don't know what they look like. We don't know where they are. We just have a name.
I mean, that's never stopped us before.
Where do we even begin? See, no one knows.
I was coughing. Thank you very much.
I'm more trying to find the quest that's related to Ruckus.
I'm assuming we just go to the area and then we can start asking around.
Okay, so...
It's the bandit for the Shadowville.
The instruction was, I cannot make this table go straight, and it's really tilting me. Ruckus is the bandit leader that people think might be Shadowvale. He is in the west of Sogravia, as previously discussed, and at the moment, the only thing you've been asked to do is scout out where he might be, and then band together the battle ragers called the Gutbuster Brigade, and put them together in that area. And go ham on the bandit.
Bandito Doritos.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, then bandits are easy to find.
But you've got to find the right bandit.
Just find a bandit.
Well, if we imprison them all, then that's job done.
Looks right.
That's why you've chopped them all into pieces.
Well, we can give them an option to surrender.
That's gone so well.
It has. We have 4 new friends because of it.
I meant with the bandits, not everyone else. It actually has gone well with everyone else. It's just the bandits who are...
Yeah. I
Not
feel
all
like if we
bandits
need to
are
do
the
that,
same.
then I need to acquire some new abilities, so to speak.
Do you?
Abilities.
Yes.
Always need new abilities. Like the worst
What
wizard.
What abilities do you need?
Not like level
Well,
up abilities.
To put it in no uncertain terms, old person.
Don't you already have that?
Jamal, you
No.
What kind of wizard are you?
You literally spent the gold at the Magus Arcane to purchase Hold Person.
Oh, I haven't added some spell list yet. Okay, I guess I need to.
Yep.
Like
You
I
even
said,
got
he's
lent the
worst
gold.
wizard.
Like somebody else spent the money for you. It's right in your
And
spell
I
book.
forgot to put it in my spell list. I'm a genius.
Literally the
Fantastic.
worst wizard ever.
I believe it was actually Fox's money where we were like, yeah, no, that's a different thing. It was
Thank you.
it was Kai that was donating money, and we put it into the party fund part of.
Several just
yes,
wants
no.
all the party's money.
Fox.
He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
no.
Wizards,
you know it.
wizards are expensive.
Wizard
Oh,
hold on.
short-term memory
Wait.
loss.
Have we seen Zavril without his coat? Maybe he's just 2 dwarves in a trench coat. That's what he wants.
Or
all the-
maybe he's a Shadowvale. Maybe we should kill him. Acting awfully suspicious.
Forgetting things you're supposed to know about.
Very tricky,
Interesting.
behaving weirdly.
I suggest you do not accuse me.
Oh, that sounds like a.
Oh, that sounds like a threat. All right. Roll initiative for Kyle. But
So what's for dinner?
that's a good
Well,
question.
apparently a wisdom save for Sullivan.
Potatoes.
Ooh.
I'm not scared of you, wizard.
We should make a plan when we go out west.
I like Callum's plan of capture, interrogate, zone of truth, sugar baby.
Sugar baby.
Sugar baby.
That is what they said.
Oh my goodness.
Callum, are
is
you okay?
true.
I think something was lost in robot translation.
Robolation? No, I think that's probably a smart idea, but probably get to the...
So you want to, in your scouting in the west, possibly capture a bandit and interrogate them. Okay, that's a long-term plan.
Yes.
Do you need a map? Let's put you back on the map. Can
Well,
anybody
we said we were going to teleport to
to Karthan or Kovac?
to Karthan, I think.
Okay. There are 3 separate points, 1, 2, and 3. The point up here is the Furian Guard mission to deal with the problem at their temple.
Ooh.
You're not going to ask me to repeat everything I've said last session, are you?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. No.
Wow. Good go.
Okay. Basically, there is some giant-esque enemies, as Makado so beautifully put it. Basically, there's giants up in the mountains who are not who are sort of older cousins of the Goliaths who have been attacking the temple of the Furian God, the temple of Lathander up in the mountains. Down by Riverside, which is here, you were asked to investigate the rumours that the Furian Guard have been conscripting people against their will.
Again?
in the town of Riverside. And, well, the rumors say that the Furian Guard have been conscripting people against their will. The Furian Guard asked you to debunk the rumors, and the Magus Arcane asked you to prove them, basically.
Well, to be fair, the Furian God was like debunk them, but not necessarily figure out whether it's true or not, but more so even if that means silencing the people.
Well, he quite simply said, "No, it's not true. Silence the person who's saying it." He didn't.
Said this one is the.
That's Riverside. That's the town where where apparently people were conscripted against their will. And a little further to the south, people have been disappearing in the woods. No idea why.
Yes.
No idea what.
Is there a cabin there?
You don't know?
Because if there's a cabin in the woods...
You don't know. Flavella's an administrator of the Magus Arcane. She didn't go wandering in the woods to confirm the rumours.
Alright.
Do you think we'll get more information in Karthan or Kvatch? Because Kvatch is closer to the Shadowville.
But they wouldn't want... That'd be kind of counterintuitive to have your bandit right next to...
But I mean more, we'll have to look around for information. The people there might know more, because they're right on the border.
So just to make it clear, the bandits have been operating on the road from Karthan to Kvatch. So realistically, whichever end you go, whoever last arrived, who travels from the other direction may have news. Right? So it doesn't, in that sense, it doesn't matter. Just a reminder, the headquarters of the Magus Arcane are in Karthan.
Alright, let's go to Karthan.
And the...
what's it
Sure,
about?
that works. The headquarters of the Furian Guard. Well, no.
Oh, okay, so
to be fair, that is one of their headquarters. They do have one in Van Hania as well. But primarily what's in Kvatch is the border, right? Van Hania has this huge area between Van Hania and Imul Dariuk, which is called the Mile of Death. So it's this sort of mile-by-mile square with walls either side where both groups sort of open their gates and charge in and fight within there. And the fights are relatively contained as groups sort of push for advantage and whatever. And it's where the fancy pants soldiers go to prove their worth. The gritty, difficult fighting is at Kvatch, where there's a much longer open border. There's sort of low palisades. The entire border all along here... sorry, misclicked. All along here is somewhat walled off, but it's very difficult to wall off within a forest. So that's where the really nasty fighting is, basically. Kvatch is a war town. Karthan is the Magus Arcane headquarters and full of, noble homes, mostly.
Fancy pants stuck up magic users. Alright.
And fancy pants nobles who can't use magic. They're there too.
Even worse. The 1%.
Let's finish eating, go to sleep, and bright in the morning, go right to Karthan.
I like Leader Obi. I like this new role.
Well, what are we having for dinner?
I told you, potatoes.
Just potatoes.
Just potatoes. I've changed. I've reformed.
I'd like to.
Are they
Alexa,
boiled,
you cook.
mashed, or are they in a stew?
Yes.
Ah,
Yes, all
I
three
keep
of them.
nothing back.
We've got boiled potatoes, mashed potatoes, potato stew, with
French
slight
fries,
hint of worm tongue petals.
Yes. No, I would probably... I don't even know what we have.
All the things.
Potatoes.
All the
We have all
things.
things.
You have
just
all the
ate
things.
yeah.
horse-
You've
You
just
know
come
what?
back from
horse the
town.
other day.
Let's have a nice salad, like a nice, decent salad, rather
Okay.
than... Just so that way, we all are eating the same thing as Fox for
The
once.
best potato
Um,
salad that's ever been cooked is on the table.
Exactly.
You get 80 of your maximum hit points. They'll run out when you go to bed.
Hell
when-
yeah!
When
All
we
right, you want
first
to take a long rest.
When we first moved in here, I hid some already cooked meat. Can I sneak that into my salad?
Cool.
No, I will slap you from across the table.
Dry meat
That my
rations
food.
is getting flung in. Speaking of hidden things, roll me a d20. Josh, see if you find a sparkler in your room.
I hope so. That's
Here's
a
one for
15.
Everyone's
Nope,
room.
not yet.
Man.
Yeah, but tonight was Sullivan's attempt to find them. If you don't find them after a certain amount of time, they just spontaneously ignite. Because why not? But no, you're getting yourselves a long rest, and the plan is in the morning to head to Van Hania, ask the Magus Arcane for teleportation to where?
Karthan?
Could I do some stuff the night before then?
Yeah, is it
No.
just? I'm just confirming. Is it Karthan or Kvatch?
Karthan. That's what we
Karthan.
said.
Okay. Yeah, what are you up to?
Yeah. So do I know the recipe for potion of growth? It's not on my sheet.
Oh no, I just spontaneously said potion of growth. You can try and make a potion of growth, I think, maybe. Roll me. What is your alchemy currently?
+8.
No, the actual.
Oh,
It'll say
right,
notes
sorry.
if you click on the alchemy skill.
4.
4, great. So I do not need you to roll me anything. It is. I know it contains Ironwood Heart. I'm just trying to find the other one. It is Ironwood Heart and Rackwort bulbs. That is the recipe.
Okay.
Rackwort bulbs aren't too hard to get hold of. Ironwood Heart can be a little rarer. I think you had both of those growing in the garden, didn't you?
Yeah, they're growing. What's nightshade berries for then? Because I got these, and that's what you mentioned that they could be used for.
Aren't they used for poisons?
Nightshade berries are used in body altering effects. So you can use them in potions of diminution, potions of growth, potions of speed, potions of haste, and they affect both the duration and the strength of the potions.
Oh, okay.
You could just go. You
They're
could
a
go full
modifier.
Skyrim and just eat it and find out what happens.
Well, yeah. I mean, to be fair, there are better ways of doing that. Skyrim is terrible for that. Why would you do that? You can extract
bad,
minute amounts of it and feed it to mice.
You don't walk around eating giant toes?
No, I don't.
Wow.
Literally.
Actually, it's quite
Eat
amusing.
boys.
I think in the placeholder image I've used on the website in the Harvest of Ingredients, there are jars containing containing giant toes. I have to have a look at that. I think it's giant toes. Oh, it's not working for me. It's not working.
I mean, Skyrim is also the same game where it's just like, oh, I'm over encumbered. Let me eat this food, and then I won't be over encumbered anymore.
To be fair, we can do that in this campaign. You just got to eat the right things.
No. It doesn't. Not in fact. It's the weight disappears, even though technically the mass is still inside your body.
Nah.
It doesn't just disappear.
You can also hide like 20 great swords on your
To be
person.
fair, it is easier to wear a t-shirt than it is to carry it.
Facts.
That's all I'm saying, right?
You just
Very
stack
true.
armor.
Yeah. Just wear it all. What's wrong with you?
Come on, Alduin. I'm ready for you.
Okay, we are tangentificated very far to the east.
Yeah.
If we could return back from the chocolate factory and to Fox's ingredients pouch, which is where we all live.
How's that going for?
Yeah, how is that going for you? I don't know what ingredients you have, so I'm not apart from nightshade berries.
Yeah, it's not all them. That's
Is it
why I
various
wanted.
weird shit, is it? That's
Yeah, like the only thing that I can possibly do is just basic healing potions until like stuff in my garden actually grows.
Okay, yeah, well, that's roughly where you should be at right now. So I'm quite pleased with that. Cool. One in
So
that
I
case.
will make one.
Well, it's not
Healing.
one necessarily. It's an alchemy check to see the production on regular healing potions.
Yes, I'll do one go at it for the
Yes.
night.
One 0.1 pounds worth of each. As you take your wild sage root and your ephedra, and you squish them down and soak them in water until they are bathed through. You've got to like drain the liquid through the herbs, and after that you can start stirring it in. What did you roll?
I rolled 11.
Yeah, you're right. You can make one.
Yeah, I told you.
That is one standard potion. So if you get below a 10, it might be an inferior or a lesser, or if you try and use only wild sage root. When you combine the ingredients, it's DC 10 to get standard, and then every 4 above it you get more, but you didn't roll 4 above it, so you can have one. One standard potion of healing is procured. Is anybody else doing anything apart from writing hold person into a spellbook before the night goes to sleep? The night goes to sleep. Yes, that's what I'm looking for.
I'm gonna spend a couple more hours to give myself a couple more holy water vials.
Love that. And then we will pick up at 6:30 a.m. On Shez the 29th. There have been 18 days the town group have been together.
Damn, not even 3 weeks yet.
No, not even
Short time.
even 3 weeks. Actually, I think I might be making a mistake here. Let me just double check this.
Really, I feel like we've travelled a lot for it to just be that short of a.
Well, we are making a lot of time.
You've moved about a lot.
I know we travelled like all across the country.
Yeah, but we have
That's
like
a lot of
we're on
It is
horseback, though.
worth mentioning that tomorrow is the spring equinox. The 19th of Shez is spring equinox.
magic.
Oh!
Party for that?
What was that? Sorry?
Is there a spring equinox party in town?
No, spring equinox is known for a couple of things. It's known to be a time of waning and waxing of magic. So both the spring and the autumn equinox are times at which magic can be a little stronger or a little more unreliable than at other times. So sometimes there are surges in the land. It's when mages often attempt difficult rituals or unusual ceremonies. It's often a time where warlocks and their patrons come together and try and reunite their bonds. It's also a time where some of the more pagan or traditional people of the land sort of give thanks to Shauntia, but it's not really a party so much as it is a lot of people hang a sprig of either mistletoe or leeks, the actual vegetables leeks if you can't get mistletoe, outside their door in thanks. People build effigies of the Earth Mother, so made out of twigs and grass. The Earth Mother is one of the representations of Shauntia. So it's a sort of quiet Thanksgiving and a quiet peace, in hope that Shauntia will bless their gardens throughout the
It's
summer.
also perfect amount of day and perfect amount of night.
That is the meaning of equinox, yes. It's a 12-12
Zara,
day.
will you be attempting any wild magical rituals?
I will.
I will not be, no.
Sorry. That gave me more of a chuckle than it should have done. You're not trying anything special, Zavril?
No, I'm not going to be trying anything special. I wouldn't have had any plans for this particular one, and well, actually, you know,
It's usually the province of more like hedge wizards and cults than it is your standard wizards, right? Unless it's a good time to bond a familiar. That is known, especially if you're trying to take
Maybe
one.
I could try.
Ooh.
I don't know what.
Oh.
It's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'll try it.
I don't know what I'm going to try, but I'm going to try it. But of course, that is tomorrow, not today.
Well, we
Banania.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna head to Van Hania so we can get in that teleporter and get.
Cool.
Run.
You troll into Valhania, you pick up a roadside breakfast.
This strange magic stuff, does that interfere with teleportation?
It's tomorrow's problem.
It is tomorrow.
No,
No,
it's
tomorrow.
Oh, no.
tomorrow.
It's the day after we're traveling.
Yeah,
day.
so it says the
Okay.
19th that it matters. And today it says the I've typoed.
Well, we've missed 10 days. It says the
11 actually.
29th.
Yeah, there you go. Says the 18th. 18 days have passed. So it's tomorrow's problem, as you said, but no, it doesn't interfere with standard magic at all.
That would be really shitty. Yeah.
Cool, then I guess we'll get on that teleporter and go.
Okay, so you're headed to the Mage's Arcane, and you're going to request transport, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Zavril is, because he's, you know.
Yes, unfortunately, he will still have to pay for any visitors he is bringing along. So
that's very
Zavril and Callum don't have to pay, but the rest of you do.
Oh, damn.
Bunch of
That's the way
racists.
around. Visitors have to pay. It is 5 silver pieces.
This feels classist.
They will offer you to join the Magus Arcane if you prefer.
No, I don't believe in a cult.
I want to join.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
She sort of takes out her notes. Let me get a name on she, because.
Do we have to like be able to use magic to join?
Nope. Not at all. This is Flavella, but you can't join while wearing Dawn Guard armor.
I'm not.
He doesn't.
Oh,
He just
no,
wears
you
like.
don't. You wear
Demon
demons.
armor.
Yeah, you wear demons. I remember. Yes, her name is Flavella, and she will take out a sort of long scribe, and she sort of ravels it down. And she looks up to Obi and full name, sir.
Obi.
Just Obi.
One.
Okay.
Just Obi.
Okay, Obi-Wan. No, just Obi. And do you identify as a kobold?
Yes.
Okay.
Two.
She makes some notes on colouring. And in which magics are you most proficient?
The spellcasting kind of magic.
I see. Have you worked with perhaps evocation or necromancy or...
What do you show them, Obi? Show them what you can do.
I don't know.
Give them a demonstration.
Does your magic come to you naturally, or are you studied?
I don't know where it comes from. I can just do it.
Definitely doesn't study. She writes down, sorcerer, etc. Do you experience unusual surges of magic that are not under your own control?
I don't know.
I mean, yes and no. I am under control, but it's unusual.
Unusual surges that I do control. Okay, cool. She sort of writes down, perhaps doesn't understand his own abilities. Etc. Fantastic. Do you have a sponsor in the Magus Arcane?
Zavril can be my sponsor.
Lucky you. She fills that in. No, Zavril's played hundreds of wizards. That's an excellent choice. Wonderful. That's absolutely fine here. Let's. Can you cast the spell Minor Illusion?
Actually,
I don't think I have it prepared.
I can cast Illusory Script. I'm gonna pull out my Emerald Pen.
Those are not the same thing, but much like that, and she sort of seeks, she pulls out a drawer, and you just see these hundreds of wands just surge to one end, and she puts one on the table. It's sort of made of some sort of black dyed ash wood, and it has like a little white tip at either end. It looks like one of those cheap, kids' play toy ones. And she says, well, this will get you in the doors at the Magus Arcane. You just point it, this is the spell casting end. You point it at the door, and it will cast a 7-point star illusion in the right point, and that will get you in.
Avada Kedavra.
And she sort of reaches out and unpins your visitor's badge. And, welcome to the Magus Arcane. I'm sure you will be a wonderful addition.
Thank you. You think one day maybe the Mage Arcane will help us fight the Shadow Veil?
We do spend most of our time putting all of our efforts to that war, so yes. Perhaps you
we
might
could fight side by side.
You are going to be able to fight the Shadow Veil as a member of the Magus Arcane. That is true.
We could use more help with us.
He's like, I want you in the trenches with me.
I'm afraid that's not under my remit. But what is under my remit is 5 silver from the rest of you, please.
And 2 gold.
Yep, okay. That pays for everyone. Very kind of you. She takes the 2 gold and... Oh, safe travels. Will you be returning today?
No idea.
Well, I'll give you a return pass just in case. And she takes that little sort of stamped... It's like a mini scroll. It just sort of goes a little way. That basically says free transport back to Van Harney on the 18th of Shez.
Wonderful, thank you.
Stamped, and she hands that to Zavril. And
Do we have white
good
out?
luck.
Yep, I'll just manage these.
Yeah. And you are able to step through the portal. When you arrive, so when you go into the room of portals, if anybody's seen like the Flu network in Harry Potter, it's a little like that. It's not that different. So it's basically a large hall with basically archways and labels above them. So Karthan Magus Arcane, his headquarters, is in the main archway at the end. There's a sort of bright blue light and then a shimmering sort of green large sort of, I don't know how to explain it.
Thing.
Like a yeah, it's just a thing. It's like a thicker bit of light. I don't know how to explain that. It's like a doorway. It's a portal. It's a portal. Step through the portal.
Are there any portals in this room that have been like shut off or like
yes,
blocked or anything like that?
There are dozens of portals that have been blocked off. And most of their names have been scratched out, but you do see some led to, for example, Mistralia's Magus Arcane, Sandhoven's Magus Arcane, and various other countries that have since been lost to the Shadow Veil, because obviously the Magus Arcane has been standing longer than the Shadow Veil War. You do also see a couple of others that are temporarily unavailable, have been acting strangely, and one of them is to the Sogravia Mountains, which are the northwestern range, the White Mountains up in the northwest, which is where those giant attacks were occurring as well, if that's of interest.
Hey. That's where I'm from.
The active ones are all to the currently available cities, although you do notice there is a silver gate across the Zarenia one, and the Thraxton one has sort of a huge iron barred gate in front of.
Let me in. Let me in. Alright, well, let's go.
I never was good at multitasking. Sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once. When you step out into...
Definition.
Step out of the portal, you step out into a small room that is got a beautiful marble floor on it. There is a single door, and there is space in the room for about 12 people, as well as a desk in the corner, where there is a bespectacled old man, human-looking, sat at the desk. He looks up and, welcome. Name, please.
Shadowhunters.
Okay. He writes that down. And you, sir? And looks to the next person in line.
No.
That's the name of the group. That's not his name.
I see. I'm sorry. I did think it was a little unusual. Your name, young kobold?
B.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you. And then he sort of looks over and he takes everybody else's names and notes your visitors' badges. And what is the nature of your business in Karthan, if I might ask?
We're investigating the rumors of bandits on the road from Karthan to Kvatch.
Bandit investigation. Oh, excellent. A worthy task, I'm sure. Much more interesting than sitting at a desk.
You could join us.
No, I could not. Unfortunately, I have my tasks here.
We haven't done his loyalty quest yet. He won't join us yet.
I would love to. I did some adventuring in my younger days. Took on a bandit or two. But nowadays, mostly desk work for me, I'm afraid. I'm aging inexorably, as you might.
Age is but a number.
Tell that to my knees and hips.
I was gonna say, as you hear the cracking of every body part as you move.
Nonetheless, welcome to Karthan. I hope that you find your stay peaceful. Please be advised that your return pass must be shown at the front desk as well as at my door if you wish to enter to return to Venhalia. If not, please consult with the one of the administrators at the front desk. I'm sure they can fill you in on any information or questions you might have. Might I direct you anywhere particular? I'm afraid I can't direct you to bandits, but the nearest exit is the third left down the corridor.
I was gonna say the exit.
Wonderful, thank you.
Do you know of a place in the city that can enchant items?
Why, yes, you're already here. If you wish to go to the enchantment room, head back to the main entrance. That is the third left down the corridor. Follow it all the way down. You'll get to a central area. You'll see a variety of portals. One of them will say to the Tower of Enchantment. No, that's not what you want. Sorry. Tower of Artifice. If you head up to the Tower of Artifice, there you will find people who are capable of placing enchantments upon weapons. It's quite expensive. It's only got more expensive in the recent wars.
What kind of price are we talking about?
Oh, it depends on what you want done, but little that costs less than 1,000 gold pieces, and some of them can range all the way up to a couple of 100,000. Awful. Truly awful.
What are you looking for, Sullivan?
I don't really know, to be honest. Out of character.
Well,
I don't know.
I'm sure that one of the administrators might be able to give you a bit more solid advice. But in the meantime, that is
Thank
where you'll
you.
find
So-
it. It's quite easy at the main desk, so take the third left down the corridor and walk to the
Third
end.
left.
And you'll find the main entrance. At the main entrance, there are signs to everywhere and portals everywhere.
Can't miss it.
It's quite easy to move around here. But welcome to the
Wonderful.
Mage's Arcane.
Thank you very much.
And I don't believe I've met you, Obi, was it? Are you a new member here?
I just joined about 3 minutes ago.
Well, that's wonderful. That'll save you the price of travel, at least. If that is the case, please check in with the resident administrator at the front entrance. I'm sure they would like to know a little about you and what is going on.
Okay.
Wonderful. And with that, the there's a movement at the door. Fox and Ashrin, I think, are the only two with the passive perception to see this. What you didn't realize is there was an invisible barrier over the door, and it's just been taken away as he places his hand upon the desk. So it's to allow you guys out of the room, basically. If you were people who he didn't believe in or trust, then you would be stuck here.
Man.
Was that a duck?
Man.
I think it was. My life is just full of ducks at the moment.
The duck princess she's returned.
Okay. As you head out into the Mage's Arcane proper, the halls are all marble flooring with deep sort of scarlet and blue rugs, sort of thin, narrow rugs lining the entire corridor. As you look on the walls, you see some standard pictures, portraits, paintings, mirrors, and then you see some unusual sort of moving murals, some of which are currently changing to signs that say certain things, such as the divination department is closed today. Apologies. Closed to visitors today, I should say. Or transmutation class currently taking place over another door. Transportation to Thraxton is currently only possible through discussion with Keldar, whoever that is. And a few other signs like that. And at one point, there's a sort of much bigger image that appears on one of the walls saying "Wanted," and it sort of transmorphs into this image of what looks like a very tall dwarf. He's got that sort of heavy beard going on and the sort of big bushy eyebrows and long hair about him. And his name is Gertrude. Like this.
How is he wanted?
They don't
Dead
care.
or
It just says wanted.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're
And it
trying to
doesn't
hire
say-
him or kill him. It just says it on the wall. Wanted, Gertrude, and a picture of this dwarven face.
What a weird advertisement.
Get your picture taken, just like this.
Literally.
Alright.
Cool, so we'll go down the corridor and take the third left.
Yep. So as you reach the third left, the corridor sort of expands outwards. The carpet gets even more luxurious, and you start to see at regular intervals these pale blue globes that are slowly turning in midair, quite high above you, that are lighting the corridor.
Would I recognise these ones?
Yeah, I mean they're just a permanent version of light. They're like an everlasting flame. It's just that they've been contained in glass to make them more sort of user-friendly. Continual flame, sorry, is the right one.
Oh, that's cool.
I really thought you was going to say, yeah, they're like an everlasting gobstopper. You suck them, and they never get any smaller.
No. I've never seen anybody attempt to suck the lighting of the Karthan Mage's Arcane. I would recommend it. I believe that I believe they might introduce sectioning if you start doing that. Just a reminder, you are in this huge tower, by the way. This is the Mage's Arcane. Here is this grand building. As you come down this third corridor, you begin to see it curve back on itself, at which point you reach this huge central area, at the middle of which is this sort of silver structure that's turning constantly. It's lots of bars, I guess, It's the right way. It glitters as it moves around. It's a model of some sort, but attached to it are these various portals. And whilst the silver structure is turning, the portals themselves remain exactly where they are. And there's signposts above all of them, so there's a sort of Department of Divination, Department of Necromancy, Quartermaster's Chambers, Department of Alchemy, Department of Artifice, all sorts of other things. And along the side wall, you see private chambers. And these are gated portals, all of which say, Headmaster Rialdan, Headmaster Yakatur, Headmaster Navanius, Greldok, Jaskal, Namanor, Voloris, all of these names of basically people in office.
A lot of headmasters.
There's only 3 headmasters. The others were all maestros of their subject. Or other important people.
We want the...
well, basically, just in front of the main entrance is this huge silver desk that's sort of an L shape. And there is a man sat there with a woman at his side. That's the administrator that you would... that you think might be worth talking to about Obi's new enrollment, and perhaps any other questions you might have.
Go get him, Obi.
Is this the administration?
Oh, welcome. Yes, my name is Keldar. This here is my associate and my assistant, Zarina. Welcome. And you might be?
My name's Obi. I just joined. Was told to come talk
wonderful.
to you.
Yes, we love a new member. We do. Have you been issued your standard illusion wand for entrance?
Yes. I'm gonna pull out and I'm gonna make the little star symbol on the wall.
Brilliant. Yes,
Pull it out
I
and point it directly
see
at
it
them.
works. That's wonderful. Is he under your tutelage? And he sort of looks to Zara.
Not currently, but I guess I could.
You did agree to be his patron.
Sponsor.
Patron at the major.
My
Obi's a
patron.
warlock now?
Well, he's under your. That is sort of under your tutelage, so to speak.
Yeah, I guess then. Yeah,
You don't have to
I'm the
teach him
most
magic. You just have to sort of direct him as to what he should or shouldn't be doing within the Mage's Arcane. That being
official.
said,
Oh, sure. Oh, that's yes.
that being said, there is something that, if you get a minute, I know you're very capable, and you seem to have brought some friends.
Will you take the survey?
Type. No, I don't need you to take a survey, so to speak. Would you mind having a look at what's blocking the river? We sent.
Okay,
I don't need you to go into the river or anything. I just need to find that damnable Triton that disappeared earlier on today. He called himself, I don't know, a manager of water flow or something. It's a glorious phrase for a plumber, if you ask me. Regardless, at the gate, the water is not flowing properly, thus not turning the wheels, not powering some parts of the city. He looked like this, and he shows you an image of a Triton with sort of great green seaweed-esque beard, and big heavy eyebrows that lie down completely bald, and quite sharp facial features, bright blue eyes. I didn't get his name, I'm afraid. Sorry, what?
I was just gonna say, I think all plumbers should have that job title now. Managers of water.
Management of water flow.
Waterway.
But anyway, yes, I sent him down to investigate. He said he'd return within the hour. That was 2 days ago. I have since sent a couple of young assistants over there to find him. They also have not returned. So,
that's nice.
Yeah, perhaps either somebody wants this not investigated, or these people are taking it a little too literally and they're investigating until they drown. Can Tritons drown?
No.
Well, anyway, that's besides the point. I'm sure that you will be able to investigate without getting yourselves captured, killed, murdered, or disappearing.
It could have something to do with the aboleths.
Aboleths? Oh, I did hear about that mystery nonsense up at Centerpoint. That's a bunch of old blubber, isn't it? Aboleths at a festival. People are just overindulging in hallucinogenics.
No, it was. It's true. We were there.
You were there?
Yes.
Yeah, it was us.
But then more, and
would you know an aboleth if you saw it?
Yes.
Oh, it was underwater. That's a good excuse.
That's not an excuse. It's a fact.
Oh, he looks to Zavril. Could you demonstrate?
What one of these aboleths looks like? Or...
Yes.
We all get the formation of an aboleth.
Anything that does. How do you, as a mage, not have prestidigitation or minor illusion? Quite useless mage. Draw me a picture.
Well,
or
actually,
something.
What part of he's the worst
I-
wizard did you not get?
You know, well, I didn't need prestidigitation. It's useful, but I didn't need it because of what I was doing. And minor illusion, well, you never gave me minor illusion. So, yeah, but I tell you what I can do though.
Draw a
Since
picture?
I am particularly good at calligraphy, I can
My
at
goodness.
least put things down on a page very well. So I
Excellent.
will use my abilities to sketch out an aboleth.
You can draw
Zevral
a
gets out
picture.
an etch a sketch and is just
Okay, go ahead and give me your. If you have calligrapher's tools checks, you can just give me that. If not, it's a dex check with proficiency, I think.
Oh, that's 20. Fancy that, 28.
Nice.
Oh, hell
okay,
yeah.
Well, that just looks like the images out the book. He says, well, duh, that's exactly what you've seen. Well, okay, yes, could be to do with the aboleths. All right, I suppose maybe it could be. Wow, how strange. Regardless, the water flow in Karthan is one of the most integral parts of the city. It keeps everything going. Powers the city for the most part, so if you can investigate, I'd much appreciate it.
Is the water also used as drinking water for the city?
Sort of, in a manner of speaking. There is a waterfall out to the east of the city that it passes through some filtration and is collected after that, kept nice and clean.
If the
That's used
aboleths
for drinking.
are here, then this could be a very big problem.
Because
We'd have
they might
yellow
come-
hide. We'd have yellow knitted hide people all over the city.
Yellow knitted hats. What's that got to do with anything?
A problem for another day, perhaps. We will be on our way.
I have a question.
Oh, yes, of course. And you might be?
My name's Ashwin.
Pleasure to make your
I'd like to
acquaintance.
know, who's Gertrude?
Ah, yes, Gertrude. Well, originally claimed to be an artificer of sorts. Got involved in some of the construction work up at the Hall of Artifice. Was quite talented with a hammer, as far as I'm concerned. Or so I've been informed. Excellent blacksmith. Not quite as magical as we might have hoped. But after a while, he managed to help create some automated constructs, and then ran off with them. 6 of them, in fact. We didn't believe him particularly magically talented, but to bind them to his own will requires quite the magical finesse. 6 constructs left with him.
Damn.
We haven't been advertising the information of his capturers. Mostly, we just want people to inform us if they've seen him. Mighty dangerous. The constructs are designed for use on the border at the war. Not only do we worry for the lives of anybody who contests them, but well, frankly, I'd like them brought back intact.
Any idea which direction he would have gone?
No. All we know is that he didn't pass either of the city exits, at least not in the traditional manner. So he was not seen by any of the guards leaving the city in any way.
Was there no magic to locate him?
Whilst standard divination, such as locate object or locate creature, can be used, the magics to avoid detection aren't particularly complicated either. Unfortunately, a wizard of his prowess to bind the creatures to him. Not to mention the creatures can't be tracked through divination means. Otherwise, the Shadow Veil would be able to track their movements and avoid them too easily.
And you don't know why he'd left?
No, I mean, I didn't personally spend much time with the man. I introduced him and inducted him into the guild, of course, and he passed all the standard tests. Other than that, no, the Guild of Artifice spent the most time with him. There's an old auto gnome upstairs who got particularly involved with him, if you'd like to speak with them.
What's their name?
Yes, I'm working on it. I know he's Belden's apprentice. You could speak to Belden himself if he's not too busy. No, that's the person who you're looking for.
Give him an American name. Call him Hunter.
What? That's confusing.
Call him Jacob.
His name's Lishak. Sorry, I was looking for it. He's not on the document because he's just an artificer as opposed to like an adept or anything, but he's one of Beldin's many apprentices. And it's fair to say that Callum would know Lishak by name and by face.
Yes.
Well,
I'm
face
kind
is
of
a strange
hoping
word
that
when it comes to
Callum
autonomes.
will lead us to the.
Well, do you want to
Oh,
investigate that immediately, or do you want to wait till Michaela is present for that?
Perhaps we
Well-
Investigate some
investigate
of
the
your
water
3,000
first.
other tasks.
Well, isn't that the same place that I want to go to
No.
get stuff enchanted?
Yes, it
that
is.
not the
Yes,
same?
it is.
I mean, we
okay.
can always come back though.
Uh,
Well, they could always be out for now. Out on a
Yeah, I
lunch
mean,
break.
we can. Well, you did see a sign earlier on saying the Hall of Artifice is currently unavailable to visitors, right? As well as the
we can
divination. But you're not now visitors. Perhaps you might come back after investigating this water. It is quite important to me. It's only a little way across town. Not to mention, Josh, I'm assuming you'd rather have a written list of enchantments than me reading them out one by one.
The only thing I really wanted to see if I could switch my +1 shield to a shield that gives me resistance to something. I wasn't particularly picky as to the resistance.
Resistance to demons.
Yeah.
So you want to lose an armor class to gain a resistance to a damage type, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
That
That's definitely
sounds
something that can
sensible.
be done. That doesn't sound very sensible. Is there anything in particular you want resistance to?
Well, let's see. So fire's a very prominent thing in D&D. As are most of the other elements.
Yeah, the only difference is that elements often require a saving throw to avoid, right? And your saving throws are excellent.
Sure, but it will still reduce the damage.
But you have Shield Master.
Alright, fine, I won't get resistance.
There are +1 resistance shields. They are quite expensive. Yeah, I'll hold off on it for a bit. Yeah, as you guys head out, what's the plan?
So
You had many jobs before they arrived, right?
On the way to the river, we can see if we can find out any information about the bandit.
Sure.
Anybody coming into town would probably stop by the largest inn, or perhaps the one closest to the gates.
Bear with me 2 seconds. I'm just waiting for this to finish uploading. We do have a map of Karthan. It doesn't include any of the rivers and waterways, and it's not quite filled out and fleshed out, but at least it gives you a general idea of where things are and what they do. But it's taking forever to upload. In the meantime, yes, you want to go to an inn on the way, is that correct?
It's on the way, yeah.
So this, whilst we're here, also this river thing. Do we know whereabouts along the river it was at this?
At the entrance to the city. So if I take us back to, where are we? Oh, you're still at the picture, right? So if you imagine over at the south side of the picture, at the bottom of the picture, is the sea.
Yep.
Okay. And then the water cascades down from the mountains and out to the sea. And it's this entrance here, which is the river entrance, where the water has stopped flowing.
Okay, should we head over there and deal with that first then, or?
I think the whole point was that you wanted to go to the inn on the way, right?
Yeah.
The primary inn in the city is called the One-Armed Knight. It is absolutely huge. It is a 4-tiered inn, and it's where all the posh nobles come. There's members access on the 4th floor. It's a standard on the 1st floor. There's places to stay on the 2nd and 3rd floor. There are private chambers available, hireable by the hour instead of by the day. And usually you can find somebody to join you in those private chambers for a small fee. It's a rather magnificent place.
I wonder what for.
So yeah, that's the One-Armed Knight.
Nice.
Let's see if this works. I don't know how big that is for you guys. Are things visible on that map for you?
Yeah.
Like the wording?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you can
Gotta
see the One-Armed
zoom in
Knight
a
here.
little bit.
So as I said, the waterways aren't all done because back then we didn't do complicated maps. But this is where the water flow is coming in up by the Nobles District. The Noble District being those houses along the right. I will get a proper map done for you guys at some point. but for now this will have to do.
Who's Slink?
Who is Slink? You don't know.
We'll have to find out.
He has a paradise.
Oh. In all fairness, I'm not sure you guys know whether that building exists. You'd have to. I mean, you can go and see it, but yeah. It's not something. Obviously, the map is not something you'd know off the top of your head. I'm just saying it's quite hard to miss the inn. Obviously, you are here.
Is Fletcher's like a Walmart? There's like a Fletcher's in each town.
Okay, no. Fletcher is somebody who makes arrows.
I mean, to be fair, Walmarts
head.
do sell. Don't Walmart sell like ammo and stuff? So technically, not incorrect.
Yes, at that point, you know what? They're all a department in Walmart.
The entire fucking city's a Walmart, okay?
You know what? This campaign is actually taking place in a Walmart in Detroit.
Yeah.
In Detroit? Oh god.
That's why it's so bad here.
Anyways.
To the inn!
Yes, to the inn. To the one
Let me in. Oh, James went to hell. Okay.
no.
He's done with our shit. That's what it is. He's done with our shit.
Rock's fault, everyone dies.
Yeah, Rock's probably put dies.
Yes.
Okay.
To the inn.
Whew. You head on over to the one-armed knight. And there is a large bugbear and a Goliath standing guard outside. This huge sort of double-doored entrance. You can vaguely hear the sounds of music coming from within, but it's not clear.
What kind of music?
It's very quiet, but you might be able to hear it.
Is it disco night?
No, it's very traditional. There's a lutist
Oh,
going.
traditional disco.
Yeah, it's playing right now. So I don't know, however you want to describe it. It's looty. But anyway, the two guards sort of stop you outside and welcome. Your weapons, please.
A bouncer this early in the morning?
Yeah, it's a fancy.
Our job is 24 hours a day. Best that weapons don't enter the establishment. It usually keeps things simple. That includes any spellcasting focus that you might use.
If people were staying the night here, you expect them to leave their belongings elsewhere.
Weapons, yes.
They have a
keep your
weapons
arrows.
hotel.
Weapons can be arrows without a bow.
If you
It's a
can
lot harder to
stab a
use.
man with an arrow through his clothing by hand, then you're more than welcome to do so. That is quite an impressive feat, especially if you don't hurt yourself as much as them in the process. Weapons, please.
You wouldn't pry an old man of his walking stick, would you?
As he's holding a sword.
That is a sword, and for that I'll take the shield as well, if you will. And he sort of
The
opens
shield's
this.
not a weapon.
It is now. He opens this sort of big metal locker, and you see that it's like it looks empty, but it's separated into certain compartments. And assuming that somebody hands him a weapon, it will be demonstrated that he sort of just pushes it in, and it seems to be a series of extra dimensional spaces.
I'll spend 5 minutes unloading every single weapon that I have on my
Your
person.
name, please.
Glacius.
Just Glacius. Remo.
I mean, that's all you need.
Okay, and then he sort of puts a marker. Well, as long as there's no other Glacius that checks in, I'd hate for you to put all those weapons in and somebody else to check out with them.
I will stab them.
Not if you don't
No,
have your
without a
weapons. He sort of.
I'll be right. Looking at my hands. Armor
yeah.
does stuff.
Yes. Anyway, he'll.
I'll give him my longsword and my shield, but then I'll show them my horn and I'll say this is just to get, the attention of allies.
Do the thing.
Fucking
I thought Sullivan
blasted.
didn't lie.
Well,
Damn it! I'll give him everything. Everything. I will give him everything.
To say that it's to help get blasted.
No, James is right. I'm being out of character. I will give him everything.
Obi
You're telling the
and
truth.
no, his horn is very dangerous. Obi and
Yeah, it's a hard
Zaful, you'll be
plastic.
expected to give up your spellcasting focuses.
I don't have a
Fox,
weapon.
what is?
So hang
You
on,
should
what
have.
is this
You
place
must have a
think
spellcasting
slightly?
focus. It's an inn.
Yeah, but is it like what's it? Do we?
It's exactly an inn.
I'm just asking, like, what's its sort of reputation as a place? Do we
Okay,
have
so
any idea?
as I repeated before, it is a 4-story building. There is a members department on the top floor, which is known to be very good for very posh nobles. It's a very well-to-do establishment. There is a floor of regular places to stay. The ground floor is open to the public, although clearly you must put your weapons aside. It's quite expensive for food, as far as you know. And then there are rooms that can be hired by the hour, with people that can be hired to fill them with you.
Okay, then it's got a decent enough reputation. Okay, I'm slightly more comfortable with the idea of just letting them look after my focus for the time being.
Yep.
Sure.
Fox. Sorry. Before we get to Fox, Obi, you do have a spellcasting focus, right? Otherwise, you're using.
Yeah, yes. I just didn't want. Obi just doesn't want to give it up.
Oh, okay. So you're lying. Yeah.
Yes.
Give me a deception check, please. Fox, what is your spellcasting focus, if I might ask?
Yeah, so mine is a wooden totem that's been carved into a star.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they would even know to look for that. I'll roll a d20 for them. Obviously, if you give it up by choice, then they're very welcome. They'll take it immediately. But if you don't give it up by choice, I don't think they understand a druidic focus. So they're not going to find it. Obi, your deception check?
19.
You can see the results of that one. I rolled that one. So yes, the two of you. What is your spellcasting focus, Obi?
Just a wand.
Okay.
It's a special wand.
You're not very big, so there's only so many wands you can conceal. Can I assume that you will give them your Magus Arcane wand?
Yeah, I'll give that. Actually, I will give that.
Okay, cool. And he doesn't know the difference, so he's like, okay, very well. Please. Make sure that you come and collect them at the end. Anything that is left here over 3 days after your inn stay is sold off. So,
I will very reluctantly hand over my bow, but I definitely have a dagger concealed on my person.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth or deception check, whichever you prefer.
-1 or +11. I think I'll go stealth.
What? Oh,
That's
Wow.
22.
22? He sort of looks you up and down, and you see he's a little bit suspicious. Not quite suspicious enough. He sort of...
Are we allowed to keep the bag of holding?
He doesn't notice that you have one, so it's just a bag, right? As far as he's concerned.
Right, so Astrid, you still have 2 crossbows in there. So.
Thank you very much. Please head on in and enjoy yourselves. We do ask that you keep any tavern brawling to fists only. Gambling bets are limited to 100,000 gold pieces at a time.
Oh, is that it? Just that much?
Well, of course, we have had some of the richer nobles in town attempting to perhaps put things like their homes or their estates on the line. We restrict that. It can result in violence. Any spell casting within the building will be immediately punished with eviction. You may or may not retrieve your goods depending on the manner of the spells casted. And please refrain from any divination of any kind within the walls.
I think all of us still have a weapon of some kind except for Sullivan.
You're not expecting a fight.
I know, it's just funny to me that all of us still have a way of fighting except Sullivan.
My voice is my weapon.
It's a shitty one.
Alright, keep your thumb to yourself and come on in.
Alright, guys, get him!
Pull up my claws.
So yeah, the Goliath moves to the side and opens the doors, and you are led into this fabulous-looking establishment. Now that you're in, it's a little bit louder.
It's fabulous.
Yeah, it is. There are sort of huge velvet drapes in a deep purple color over various tables to the side, giving each person a private booth over at the edge. In the center, a vast array of tables made of deep woods, such as mahogany and ebony, and they're very beautifully crafted. You see careful decorations made, and this is no tavern like you guys are used to. Up at what is ostensibly a bar, I guess, although it's more sort of a countertop, I guess. There's no drinks visible. Is a gentleman standing behind it, who has long blonde hair pulled back in a ponytail. His race is indeterminate, I guess. You might place him as a half-elf. You're not 100% sure. And as he looks over to you all, he sort of lays his hands out and welcome to the one-armed knight. You're new here. Please, come on in. May I get you a drink?
Water is fine.
Excellent. Any paying customers?
I'll have an ale.
Lovely.
Or I'll have one as well. See what you've got.
A full strength, a morning ale, a honeyed ale, or Gutbuster.
A honeyed sounds quite appealing, actually.
One honeyed ale for you, sir, and for you, madam.
I'll take the same.
I wish I wasn't on the
Very
job,
well.
or else I'd be a Gutbuster.
Anyone else for a drink?
Did you say Gutbuster?
Yes, Gutbuster is the strongest of our ales. It's usually restricted to dwarves only, and somebody of your size, I would only take a thimbleful if I was you.
Obi dies.
What a way to go.
Cause of death, ale. But no, it is remarkably strong.
I'd like a water, please, and I will give him a gold piece.
Very well. Thank you, I appreciate that. And he
You're
looks
welcome.
down to Obi and, did you make a choice?
I don't know. What should I get?
My favourite, personally, is the peach wine. It's
Okay, I'll
freshly
do
pressed.
that.
And he gets out a beautiful crystal glass, which is extremely expensive in this day and age. Fills it up with a sort of peach-looking liquid. Hands it over to you, Owen. Will you be eating with us today?
No.
Very well. Please feel free to seat yourselves anywhere in the common room. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask.
Not even going to stop for a light meal, guys.
No, not here.
It's also 10 o'clock in the morning. It'd be a weird time for breakfast. You just had roadside brunch or roadside breakfast.
I was
It's
just
like
saying,
a breakfast. What happens being a hobbit, people? Come on.
we're not
You're not
hobbits,
hobbit.
first off.
You not
Second
hobbit.
off, not anymore, anyway. But
Prices.
The hobbit way of life is the most fantastic way of life. Didn't you know that, though?
Prices,
Oh.
prices, my dear boy.
Prices, yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Save your money for
Are
whole
there
person.
any-
Yeah, for the fourth time. If we wanted to get some
Point.
information, who would we want to talk to?
Oh, that depends on the nature of the information. Perhaps I might be of assistance.
Well, we're looking for information about the bandits' attacks on the that have been happening on the road to Kavach.
We do have a little bit of information here, but for the most part, it's travelers that have come through. I believe. If you'd excuse me for a moment, and he disappears and reappears sort of 20 foot behind you, standing in front of
I
one
can
of the
still
booths.
hit him.
Yes, if you had a weapon. But you know he misty stepped. He leans the curtain slightly. If you would like to speak with somebody who has witnessed some of the bandit attacks on the road, we have a halfling troop that came in recently. Their merchant master is with us. You're more than welcome to speak with him.
That would be excellent. Thank you.
Fabulous.
Excellent.
Sorry. Let me just pull something up.
Most excellent indeed, apparently.
Evilly strokes the cat.
Let's just return.
Why is it always a cat?
Yes.
No, in this campaign, the cats evilly stroke the humans.
I'm not quite sure how you got an evil villain. I got Mr. Burns from Excellent.
What part of evil villain did you not understand about Mr. Burns?
But he doesn't stroke a cat.
Sorry. Yes. This is Tana. And he pulls the booth back, and there is a gentleman, a halfling, a little round in the chops, sitting there eating his meal. And beside him is a hobgoblin, who is stood like sort of rigidly up next to his, sort of behind and to the left of his chair, like a bodyguard. He doesn't appear to be armed, but he stands like a soldier.
I'd hope not.
Is he bending his knees? Because if he locks his knees, he's going to pass out.
He seems okay, whichever way you look at it. As you look the other side of the table, there is a female with beautiful sort of ginger hair, locks long down her side, also halfling. And the halfling looks up at you and, hello. I hear you want news of the bandits that attacked us the other day. Quite awful. We lost a friend. Terrible situation.
Oh, sorry for your loss.
Thank you. Please take a seat. Feel free.
Cry about it.
I hope you don't mind. I'm just finishing my dinner.
Of course.
Breakfast, I suppose. Brunch.
I was going to say
don't know.
dinner.
They're all dinner to me.
What
and
He
he's-
is eating second breakfast.
you see that he is eating what appears to be a piece of guinea fowl with sort of roasted potatoes and vegetables. It's a weird meal for 10 o'clock in the morning.
Potatoes.
Lovely.
And as he sort of tucks away the last couple of mouthfuls. So, what sort of questions did you have? What did you want to know?
Could you give us a description of what happened leading up to the attack?
Yes. So, we were proceeding on our wagon as per usual. My good friend here, Gathric, was leading the wagon, and one of our scouts came running back saying that they'd seen traps up ahead in the road. Most of us are fighters as well as merchants. You have to be these days. So we armed ourselves and readied ourselves for a fight. But as we got closer, I can't explain it really. I felt an inexorable urge to drop my weapon. I'm ashamed to say that I did. A couple of my colleagues were a little more astute, and then he gestures across the table. Rosa especially. And within moments, we were feeling alright again, but I think it was Rosa's magics that cleared our mind, and as we looked, we'd been surrounded. Various different bandits. None of them were particularly able and capable, I would say, except for the magic users that were in charge of them. 2 fireballs did Rosa fend off, and if Gathric hadn't have got to what appeared to be one of their leaders pretty quickly, we could have been in a lot of trouble. After that, we sort of urged our steeds on, and we fought them off as we moved. But one of my great friends, Olgok, he had to stay behind. He couldn't keep up, and he had a rather bad wound to his leg, and we did offer him space in the wagon, but he chose to keep them from our backs.
Hold the door. If we pulled out a map, could you show where?
I have a map,
roughly?
and he sort of takes out this beautifully painted map that shows lots of different merchant routes, and he will pinpoint it on the map for you where he was attacked. It helps if I move you here as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Somewhat, yeah.
So he was attacked just after he crossed the bridge over here. In fact, you know what? We can move the X one half at a time. There you go. He was attacked there. Oh, you put a pin in it. Beautiful. Love that.
That's what they're for. Roughly how many did you come across?
He hesitates for a moment, and the hobgoblin sort of leans over. There were 14 that I saw.
14.
They were organized, fight like soldiers, not like bandits. No.
Yeah, we've encountered.
Though not good with weapon, like soldier. Good with organization. One mind, many people. You know.
We've encountered bandits. Like
Strange
that before.
weapon too. Some use metal whip. Unusual. Never seen.
Metal whip.
They
Metal
have
whip,
yellow
yes.
hats.
I was not paying too much attention to their headgear, but I do not think so. This I might have recalled.
Knitted hat.
Well, it's certainly a blessing that you all survived.
Do not forget Olgok. Good man. Great man.
Most of you survived.
Good friend.
Yes. Well, he
What?
can live on in your memories. And in
If
your
you don't
deeds.
mind,
That he will
Yes.
always. Yes.
if you don't mind me asking, what do you trade in? Is there any reason that
I trade in many things. Are you interested in a trade? I have some wonderful items. I mostly bring food to Kvatch, and from Kvatch we take some of the purloined war trophies and bring them back to Karthan. Magical items, trinkets, etc. Any soldiers killed in the war, the soldiers see what they can find on the bodies of the dead, and, well, they bring them to me, because I always find them a good deal.
Shouldn't they have been returned to their soldiers' families?
I believe you mean some of them were from the enemy.
Yeah, they're all purloined. They're all purloined from the enemies. They're war trophies.
Oh, I see. My bad. I'll let you off then. Even the Shadow Veil have families, guys.
Oh, God.
I can't believe you aren't mailing the trophies back to the enemy.
What the hell?
You just put it on a paper plane and throw it back.
Exactly.
It says sorry on it.
Wow.
What kind of magical items do these people have?
Well, some of them are a darker nature. Usually I sell them at the Mage's Arcane. They usually have the most money, and I'm most interested in unusual items. The black stones go better than anything else, but I've got a couple of unusual things with me, I suppose. If you want to take a look. You do have to keep it a little bit quiet. One of them is... well, you'll see, I'm sure.
Is there any reason that you would have been attacked specifically, or...?
Oh, from what I've heard from some of my friends, they've been attacked on the road as well. It's,
Yeah, I just wanted to see if there was maybe a personal connection.
If this guy pulls out one of those orbs from Lord of the Rings, I'm getting out of here.
And then we just see, I see you.
Yeah, exactly.
But what he pulls out is a necklace, and you will immediately note that it is gold that it is made of, and that is why he was a little reluctant to show it. At the center of which is a single silver pendant, sort of like that. And he says, I believe this has some magical purpose as well, although I'm not the best at discerning what is what, so to speak.
Sid, ID that shit.
If you wouldn't mind, Callum.
Beep, beep, boop, boop. Okay.
If you wouldn't mind, that would be incredibly appreciated.
What are you asking? You want me to cast Identify?
Yes! Hello!
Callum turns around. Are you all mocking me? What's going on back here?
What? Nothing. Don't worry about it.
No.
Go back to whatever you do.
You'll be able to identify this as an amulet of foresight. While wearing this amulet, you have a heightened level of insight into your opponent's actions. You add your intelligence modifier to your initiative rolls.
Oh.
Ooh.
Who is it? Zavril. That would actually be good for you.
Did you say there was a gold necklace and a silver one, or was that one?
No, it's a gold necklace with a silver pendant.
Gotcha.
Actually,
with
it would be good for
single
Callum,
with a
too.
single gem at the center of it.
Yeah.
It does require attunement.
Oh, my slots are so full. You can have it, Zavril.
If you want it, anyway. We don't have to get it.
How much is it? Is a good question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, 150 gold pieces? He sort of shrugs his shoulders as if like he's not really sure.
That's very reasonable.
That seems reasonable.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
That's a steal.
That's a steal.
Don't tell him that.
We don't tell him what it does whatsoever. We're just like, oh, it's just
No,
a
obviously
pretty
he kind of what it
necklace.
does, but yeah, he seems quite happy. He says, I've also got this unusual little silver earring. He brings out a silver earring with a tiny sapphire cut into the shape of a star. On its own volition, the earring records a map of the environment that the bearer is exploring and can project it down onto the ground. So, although this might not be that useful in Sogravia, effectively you can make a mini-map of where you've explored. Great for if you're getting lost, or more importantly, if you're exploring lands as yet unmapped.
Milton.
That is cool.
Milton.
Yeah, except we're not going to Milton.
No, but you might enter the Shadowhunters lands at some point.
That's
Ooh,
probably a
that's
good pickup
true.
as well.
Does not require attunement. 250
okay.
gold pieces.
Wow.
I think an earring
That would
might make
go
Sullivan
for-
look a bit too gay. So
Wait,
he's got
is he not already looking gay?
Yeah, the blonde hair and the cut in the eyebrow is really doing it a lot, so the added earring is just too much. He's not
anything
that
else
kind
of
of
note?
gay.
I imagine we take that. I'm
Yeah.
removing things from the gold.
I was just seeing what everything was before I was going to take the money off, just so we could do it all at once rather than individually. But
Yeah, see, the hair and the little cut in the eyebrow isn't
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
he looks
Yeah.
like a fuckboy.
Yeah, very
Yeah, he
that,
really
very
does.
that, yeah.
Wait,
And
you
the
gotta
earring
bring
would
it back. Bring back the dice, Sullivan.
Sullivan, go into the Shadow Veil. You can take him out now. Does the merchant have anything else of note? Or
No, nothing specific, I'm afraid. The rest of my goods are mostly spoken for, or I would rather get them looked at the Magus Arcade first. But many of my goods are sellable through town.
Hey, rude.
we'll definitely. I'm assuming we've purchased the earrings.
Yeah,
and
400 gold
the
for the combined.
All right, then yeah, we'll probably look at. some
Wonderful to
sort
make
of-
your acquaintance, and if you do manage to clear the roads of Banis, you'll be doing everyone a favour. It is ever so dangerous these days.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Rest assured, we will get this done.
I don't know if it's related to bandits, but I had a friend, a wanderer. We often used to meet up a little south of the river. It's just a grassy knoll where we usually meet. There's a small area for eating and drinking. It's quite difficult to miss as you head down the road. So he's saying that past the river, there's like this hill just here. And
It's just the two of you.
No, not at all. Well, yes, it was just him, but it was my group who used to meet with him. He used to collect herbs and the like, and sometimes unusual flowers. Wonderful man. Played a great game of dragon chess. He's been missing for a couple of weeks now. They say he was wandering in the east of the forest, and I was able to speak with his wife. I don't normally speak with her, but she lives a short way away, and that's often where he returns to. And she says he's been missing for a while. If you do get any news on your travels, I'd most appreciate it.
No way.
We'll certainly keep an ear out.
Okay. Yes. His name is Zalava.
Zalava.
Sorry, I missed it.
How-
Who is Oliver?
He's an herbalist who went missing in the disappearing missing area.
Holy shit.
His wife lives just here.
Oh, that's
Zalava. I can't wait, James, for you to do a campaign in modern times so we can have people like Daniel and Samantha.
Samantha's not a bad name for this kind of time.
Honestly, when I start naming people Tom, Bob, Dan, Bill, you'll forget who's who. Like you think it's easier, but you will forget who is who. Like everybody will be the same person. Like at least once you remember these names, they're different.
How do you spell this halfling's name? I wasn't sure if it was
I wrote it
Tana
in the
or
chat.
Tarna.
Oh, this one, Tana. And Rosa, his wife.
Tarner. Gotcha.
Well, thank you for your time. We'll leave you.
Of course. You've not had your second breakfast yet? You should. Keeps a man healthy. And he pats his rotund belly.
Here.
I'm having mine right now, and I hold up my honeyed ale.
Yes. Well, I do love a liquid lunch. Fabulous. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to catching up with you soon. Best of luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And with that, we will take a short break.
Perfect.
Hello, welcome back to the second half of Sogravia, where the music doesn't work. Who broke the music? I blame Obi.
Wow.
He did take
Broke
over
it.
Sogravia, so.
Got my one, broke the
It's
music.
working. Yeah, you are currently in the one-armed knight, an illustrious and beautiful tavern, for which the image just won't load, so I can't show you it. Oh, I could have put it on Discord. I'll put it on Discord so you guys can see it at least. But anyway, what's the plan?
Waterways, I think.
Okay, you head out of the tavern.
Yeah, collecting our
Collect
weapons
our
first.
gear.
Asher and I are just like, hold on.
Yep. Absolutely fine. Just bear with me a second.
Spend another 5 minutes re-putting all my weapons back.
Yeah. Can it load? I think that's it. There we go. Anyway, yeah, you head back out to the door. The guards see you, and they do not ask any questions. They just hand you everything that you handed them. We hope you enjoyed your stay. One arm tonight. Please come back anytime.
The drinks are wonderful, thank you.
It was a long time since I had an ale here in the city. But nonetheless, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Man, there's a lot of cows and like
someone
chickens
just
in this
lost a
noble
chicken.
city.
I never understand why in like the city ambience and the town ambiences there are so many animals. Like, I understand in medieval times the animals were often outside, but like there's not a chicken everywhere you go in a city.
Yeah,
Are
no,
you sure?
Yeah, but you just said it's music for a town, not a city.
No, I said in city or town ambience they always have this
For a
problem.
town, it makes sense.
Well, not really.
And,
Not like everywhere
well, town
you go.
implies that it's smaller than a city, which means that it's more likely to have like commoners and like peasants and like farmers. So it makes
Yeah.
more sense for there to be animals about.
Sure, but not for the whole thing. Like, I don't know.
When Belle walks
Anyways.
around her town, there's lots of animals.
Anyways,
To the water.
to the water. We
Yeah.
just jump into the water.
Just dive into the river.
Yeah, you're able to head down to a sector. I'll bring us back to this image of the city, just so that you can see sort of what you're working with. Basically, there is this sort of bridge area, and there's these big double door, huge double doors. They're iron-bound, dark oak wood timbers. Seem to have been painted with some sort of tar to protect them from the water and from any water damage, and they go down into the water. They're currently sat open. They can be closed only at the top or only at the bottom or both, depending on what they're trying to prevent coming in, right? But at the moment, both the bottom and the top seem to be open. You can see that quite clearly just by looking down at the water. There is a little sort of building right up against the wall, right up against the city wall, that has a sort of wide open door. It looks like some sort of office or something. Something to do with people here. Across the river, there is a little bridge a little further back that you can head over. And across the river is a small garden area with a couple of benches laid out. And a little tiny guard post is an obscene word. It's a shack big enough for one person to stand in the doorway with a chair in it. And there is currently a man sat in the chair in the shack, looking out over the water. You cannot see out the gates from where you are.
Does the water level seem low?
Go ahead and give me a perception check. You can see the water is behaving abnormally.
15.
15. Yeah, so basically the water sort of gets to the gate, swivels round, flows back the other way for a bit, and then it's sort of creating this S-like shape in the water that's putting water up in the air and everything. Meaning that when you look at the water in the town, it's flowing very, very slowly. And bits of sediment are pulling up from the bottom and sort of drifting in. There's muck about. It's not flowing neatly and smoothly. It's really slow. And it's caused by this sort of S in the water. That is where the water flow is strange. But you see nothing within the water to imply that it should be doing that.
Interesting.
I'd like to approach the man in the shack.
Okay, you're going to walk back a bit, cross over the bridge. Head over to the man in the shack, yep.
Yeah.
He's sort of just dozing off a little bit. He is an Aarakocra.
Oh, he's a chicken. Got it.
Excuse me, good sir.
Oh, yeah. Hi.
Do you spend a lot of time around this area?
8 hours a day, 6 days a week.
I don't suppose you could answer some questions for me.
Sure.
Great. Do you know how long ago it was that the water wasn't traveling correctly?
The water's not traveling correctly?
No. Have
Oh.
you not been?
That's weird. Oh, I see. No idea. When did that start happening? Can you tell me?
No, sir. That's why I was asking you.
Oh, sorry.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
that's it's not really in my remit.
What exactly do you do here?
I wait. And occasionally, very occasionally at the moment, the traffic's been very slow during the war. A boat will sound the horn, and I will lower the underwater bridge. I'll chain in that crank over there, allowing big ships through. And then I bring it back up, because otherwise the water flows too fast. That's my only job. That's all I do.
And has it been a while since you've needed to do that?
A couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks.
Is the gate not open right now?
No, that's the regular water gate.
Gotcha.
Right now we're open to general boats, but merchant ships need to be booked in and booked out. So, occasionally one of the guards will ask me to close one of the other bridges, either because we're worried about somebody getting out. We had some guy go on the run not that long ago. I don't know, maybe a week or two. How long was it? No. Yeah, about 10 days. Some guy went on the
Kind
loose.
of guy.
Apparently he had, I don't know, they were worried about him and some metal machines. They didn't tell me much information. They got me to close both gates for 12 hours. When you do that, the water sort of flows out the other way. It goes around the city that way, and he sort of points to show you that it would go around like this way. Yeah, I closed them for 12 hours. My colleague opened them up in the night. Yeah, there's 3 of us that do this job. Sometimes 4 when one of the guards gets posted if we're on holiday or something.
Have you seen anybody else come down here to ask you about the water?
No, nobody's mentioned that water. I didn't even notice it till you said it.
Does he seem like he's telling the truth?
He seems like he doesn't give a shit. And
Yeah.
that is certainly accurate. You get the impression that, like, he wouldn't know the truth if it smacked him around the head. He's just like, he's telling you what he knows. But the truth is a strange word. It's certainly his truth, yes. It's what he thinks is true, if that's, I guess. Yeah, he's telling you what he believes.
Well, in that case, let you get back to your job. Thank
If you're worried about like the flow of the water and stuff, you could always try the Harbour Master's docks. There's one building over there, and he points to the building, like the open office, the other side. He's like, and there's one down by the sea. They coordinate. I don't really know what they do, but they pay me. They do some of the more important stuff, you know, monitoring traffic and the water flow and stuff. You can ask them.
Okay, well, thank you very much, sir.
You got anything to smoke?
No.
No. Well, it was worth a try. Alright. Sort of looks sadly at his pipe. Nothing happens. He just puts it down again.
Perhaps it's best to keep
hold
that clear.
on. I've got a little bit of pipe weed for you. I'll fill your pipe.
You have? Oh man, you're the best.
Oh.
Of course, the
Several-
wizard has the weed.
Yeah, if you
maybe-
give that to him, he sort of looks up at you and, you know, I haven't seen much, but if there's anything, what are you trying to work out or find out? Maybe I can lend a hand. I know a little bit. Not the way the water flows. I've been watching it for 20 years. Not very closely, mind you.
Basically, what we believe is there is something blocking or disrupting the flow at some point down the way. We kind of just really need to know where, first and foremost.
I can take a look for you. I can get quite close to the water without getting in. If a big horn goes, look helpless. And he leaps up and flies into the air, doing a sort of wide loop as he loops back down over here. And he glides like really close to the water, sort of tucking his wings and coming through the gate. Then he loops back and does the same thing, goes back the other way. Because his nose is almost, his beak is almost gliding along the water as he looks. And he sort of flies up a little further out of the city, and you can't really see him for a little while. And he comes back over the gate, and he sort of swoops in, and almost in a party trick sort of lands, and then he holds his pipe up for you to light.
I'll give him a little spark to light.
Man, that's good. That's really good. You're the best. Look, I can't see anything obstructing the water, but there is no problem in the water flow anywhere past that gate. It is right there, and he points at like the S. It's like something's been conjured or constructed there. It's not visible to the eye, at least not from the above. You could try getting in, but the water's flowing so fast there and crashing so hard, you might get yourself killed, or at least really badly hurt. So I probably wouldn't get in the water this side, that side. And as for getting in the water this side, I mean, it's really not looking very clean. But I suppose if that's what your job is, then well, best of luck to you. But that's the best I could find, I'm afraid.
Right, fantastic. Thank you so much.
I can cast
a lot of time taken.
I can cast shape water.
It's a lot of water to shape, son.
I can do it.
Hell yeah, you can.
Sullivan, did you have something you wanted to say to him?
But wouldn't it be best if you kept a clear head whilst you're on the job?
Clear head. Pipeweed doesn't affect your thinking like that. It's just tobacco, man.
Yeah. If anything, it makes it better.
Still an addiction.
Sure, yeah, it is that. You sit here and wait for the rest of your life. Tell me what you end up smoking. Thank you.
The good word of Jesus.
No problem. I have to have made your time a little bit more tolerable.
Well, the best thing that's happened all week. He carries on with his pipe and sort of blowing little smoke rings out into the air. Looks a bit content with himself.
Glance over the side of the river where Sid appears to be preparing to cannonball.
Wow.
Doom.
What could possibly go wrong?
So yeah, the water is about 30 foot deep, maybe 40 foot deep. So you can't see all the way down. You can barely make out the lower barrier that he was talking about that he lowers. So just a perspective, like a standard boat to 4 to 6 people would be able to pass through with ease. Anything with a deeper hole is what would struggle, and that's what his barrier is there to reject. That's sort of 6 or 8 feet below the surface. Any deeper than that, you can't see at all.
Can Fox wild shape into a sea creature?
Can Fox wild shape? Yes, of course Fox can wild shape.
It sure is. Yeah.
I've done a fox thing before. I don't know if Fox does any other wild shapes.
Yeah, plenty, but like, what sea creatures would I have seen?
Oh, that's a point.
Fish.
I don't know about.
You'd have seen river fish.
Yeah, fish, but like
An aboleth.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I
I'm
guess
saying
it's
it's
a
beast.
I mean, I also don't know if he also might. I don't know if he also has like access to polymorph, but you know, if we could get someone in the water to see if they can then see what the issue is.
Well, Sid is the option at the moment being offered.
Sure, but I don't know if we could get him out.
No, me neither.
So, you know, I'm trying to avoid that at all costs.
I mean, he can just cast Enlarge Reduce on himself and just get real big.
That gets you like 15 foot tall. The water's 40 foot
not
deep.
how that works.
How does spellcasting work underwater?
I don't know. How does your spellcasting work underwater? It depends on what the components are.
I was gonna say it depends on your DM.
I'm just curious because, like, I mean, I could potentially go under the water, and if I need to get out quick, I could dimension door back to the top.
Does it have any verbal components?
Components V, verbal. Yes.
Oh shit.
Hey, if you can find a way of your character talking underwater, then you can do it.
If
you
you have
don't-
subtle.
I don't
If
even
If
know
you
what
have
that is.
subtle meta
First-
magic, or if you have a way of like a cap of air breathing, of a cap of air breathing, is that what it's called? A water cap? I don't know, cap of bubble breathing.
Air
something like
bubble.
A bubble of air.
that. No, there's two different things. One does air bubble, and the other one is cap of water breathing. Those would allow you to speak a spell into them.
What were you saying, Ashton?
We perhaps determine if there's anything magical from the surface, anything close enough.
I don't know. Savrils, that's your department.
Yeah, just to be clear, like looking down, it's hard to see because like the water's
Dirty.
murky or
Yeah, dirty.
Oh, it's dirty.
okay.
It's dirty, it's murky, and also, even if it was crystal clear, you can very rarely see below sort of 15 feet of water. Even crystal clear water, the
Sullivan
deeper it
starts
gets,
shooting.
it just gets dark. If you were to drop a light in, it might be a little bit more visible, but essentially the water's just dirt.
Even
Can I jump straight out of the water 30 feet with my ring of jumping?
Not from 40 feet down, no.
Oh well.
Oh well.
I would say an enlarged Sid could probably just climb out, like up the rocks on the side of the bank. Like, he's strong enough to do that. He doesn't have any need to breathe. I'm just wondering how communicative he
Yeah,
can
I'll
be.
do that.
Yeah, but how
I mean, I do
communicative
have
of
a lot of rope and a grappling hook.
It would take more than 5 of you to lift an enlarged Sid.
okay.
6, sorry.
How-
Can I just... Sorry, Michaela, just to clarify, how much information can Sid give you? Or are you going inside Sid? No, you can't breathe underwater. So yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like,
They're a robot.
Sid the submarine.
No, I can't commune telepathically or anything.
so you're just gonna get Sid's explanation of what's down there?
He also
Okay.
can't speak, so
Well,
maybe
exactly. He's just gonna like point and tell you that it's water.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think that's
All
gonna work. What have you got for us?
Wait.
Fox?
How strong is the current?
It
Is
almost
there no-
not at all. Like it's
Okay.
almost still right. This side. If you go outside the water, it's so powerful that he's telling you might die from being pounded into the blockage. Right, but this side, it's barely moving. That's the whole point. That's the problem.
I could use rope tricks to give.
So the river runs really fast up to the entrance, the gate, right? At which point it enters this sort of strange S-like formation where the water is splashing up like 10, 15 feet into the air. It's being rammed into that blockage that you can see, but you can't see a blockage. You can only see that it's creating that effect, right? And then beyond that, in the city, the water is barely moving.
And the dude really didn't notice this.
No, he didn't care. He doesn't look at the water. He's staring into the sky or reading a book. All he's doing is waiting for a horn from a boat.
He doesn't seem like the kind of person that would be reading a book.
He has magazines. Yeah.
Is it possible? Because I mean, familiars, they don't need to breathe, right?
Depends on the familiar. Don't drown your dog.
I'm not sending my dog. I'm talking about Zavril because I know Zavril can just resummon his easier than everyone else. But could we just send the familiar
An
down?
owl will get about a foot into the water and then just drown.
No, he can have
Or like,
he can have a crab as a familiar.
No, he has an owl.
He can. You can.
Yeah,
But he
sure.
could change it. He can change it.
Oh wait, do you not have find familiar?
And even if he did,
Oh.
that's not how we rule it.
Oh,
okay.
You bond a familiar and then like you can bond
Oh,
another familiar,
sorry.
but you need the creature to do it.
Okay. Well, then that kind of rules that out.
But it is the equinox, so couldn't he try?
The equinox still
Equinox,
tomorrow.
Damn it.
And over
Fuck
this.
me.
Somebody throw
there are a
Sullivan
couple
in.
of things I could do here.
Yeah, go on
Alright,
then.
I'll
Get on
do
with
it.
it.
The best options I've got is after sending long enough to switch up spells, I can provide enhanceability for any checks that anyone needs to make to do anything for that specific problem. Or I've also got the option of rope tricks, so I can provide us a fixed point of rope, so that people aren't going to get swept away by the water. They can just.
It still
hide
doesn't solve
themselves
the
in
problem.
ropes.
Do you have any
It's down.
divination abilities to understand what might be present?
Do I have any divination abilities? I have things like ancient knowledge, but I don't really have.
Simpler.
Much to
No,
do.
much simpler than that.
Like, are you talking about like a
Analyzed?
detect magic?
That's one of them. Yeah, that's pretty good. I hear that's pretty useful.
Yeah, why don't we see if there's anything there? We're all just like, let's just jump in and swim to the bottom.
Do you not
I feel
also
like I
have
said that
clairvoyance?
15 minutes ago.
No?
I've got it.
Okay.
I've got it. I've got it. I will summon my fine steed, which is a spirit, so it won't need to breathe, and whilst it's within 1 mile of me, I can communicate with it telepathically.
Okay, but how is a horse gonna get to the bottom of the ocean?
I'll just
That's
jump
not
in.
gonna help.
Or the lake, or whatever.
Just
Okay.
jump in.
Will drown.
It's a
Guys,
spirit.
2 things. First of all, I think you're forgetting the remit. You're not looking to solve the problem. You're looking for the guy that went missing.
Oh shit, yeah, you're right.
Secondly, I would probably go with a Laura suggestion first of detect magic. It's probably going to save you a lot of time.
Well, we're waiting for
And a lot of
Zaffral
horses.
to cast it.
Okay, well in that case, I've got 2 options. Unfortunately, one is 30 feet, so if I can get within 30 feet of the water, I get, or within a point in the water, I can use
You can
detect
sit on the
thoughts and
bank.
thinking.
How's that?
Yeah, I'll use detect magic first, and then after finding out what was going on with magic, I'll use detect thoughts. See if I can happen to find this guy by, him thinking.
Okay, cool. Detect magic will swiftly reveal a couple of things. First of all, there is a transmutation effect almost at the surface of the water. Its origin point seems to be within that S. There is also a conjuration magic about 20 feet below the surface. From what you can detect, it is a sphere of some sort. That's about all you're getting. Yeah. There's also a weirdly strong amount of divination magic from that shack. Just on side note.
Screw everything, we're investigating that shit.
Well, I mean, you're standing right next to it, right? There's an Aarakocra in it who's just helped you out smoking pipeweed. There's a strong amount of divination magic coming from him.
That
apart from
weed's
that,
really good.
it's got nothing to do with weed. It's just tobacco.
So
He sees
transmutation.
the future with
Transmutation at the surface, and conjuration about 20 feet below. It appears to be a 5-foot diameter sphere of some sort. And then there's a strong amount of divination magic coming from the shack, if that's relevant.
You know
Fox is
thaumaturgy?
willing to take a closer look.
Sorry, what was that, Ashrin?
Fox is willing to take a closer look. We might get some more information.
Fox, fancy taking a closer look?
At what?
Polymorph yourself into an octopus.
At the sphere, I think.
The watery sphere.
I don't know. It's down there somewhere. Might be watery.
I'm just saying, if it's a conjuration, it's 5. Seems like a watery sphere to me. I don't know if I want to get near it.
It's transmutation, that's what we got from it, wasn't it?
No, transmutation's on the surface. It's conjuration that's 20 feet below the surface.
Oh, right, gotcha. Yeah, right. Can I get as close as I can to the magical effects and use detect thoughts?
Yeah,
to
sure,
see-
jump in. Oh, wait, real
Oh,
quick.
Can our evil
Yeah, you can do it from
companion
the
just
back.
throw someone in?
What, do you want to work out what's going on under there? With detect thoughts?
Yeah, basically, I want to see if there's a guy down there in the water, or if I'm within 30 foot of it.
If there is a guy down there, he's not thinking currently.
Okay, right.
You know
So the guy's not down
thaumaturgy?
there by the looks of it, unless he's completely comatose, then that could be possible.
Or he's just like dead.
Or he's dead. Yeah, but nobody alive and thinking, so that settles that.
Alright, well.
Most people in a watery sphere end up unconscious.
Well,
Jay, you have
anything
made
else?
a really good point. It is 10 feet, not 5 feet, sorry. It's a 10 feet diameter. It is a 5-foot radius. My apologies.
Does that change something?
It tells you that it's probably not what he thought it was. Because he sort of worked out what it was. Though you're more than welcome to scroll through some more divination, conjuration spells, but I'm not sure, if I'm being honest, that you would know what this spell is. Yeah.
Alright, well, We don't know what the spell is. Do we know? Is there any other signs?
It's not
of the-
thinking. That's really excitable music. That's not what we had on before. Sorry. Caught me by surprise. Any other thoughts?
Is there any other signs that someone came through here, or was in this area?
You have been directed to an office that deal with the management of the water. It is just across the bridge. It is this building that you can even see on your lovely little screen here. It's just there. And that's where the Arakokra suggested you ask, unless you're particularly interested in his fuck shit and tits.
Dude, that's
Fuck shit and tits. Yeah. Let's go.
In his divination magic.
Just a dude that smoked the weed from Zavril. The pipe weed.
It's not
That's
weed.
the
Just because it's
Arakokra.
called pipeweed, it's still tobacco. Okay, the hobbits in The Lord of the Rings did not spend their entire time getting high. Nor did Gandalf.
Why? That's so much funnier.
You
though.
say that,
They
but they
absolutely
think they
did.
think
They
they went...
absolutely did.
They did imagine a journey to Mount Doom, didn't they?
Exactly.
Have
Exactly.
you come to clear up the peps?
He wasn't a wizard. He was a hobo. He was a high hobo.
That's why he was
Anyways.
called the Grey.
Anyways.
Exactly.
That guy's still here around?
What, the Arakokra?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's sitting in the shack.
I want to go talk to him. No question.
You... Hey, what's up?
Obi is like, what do you know?
Is there anywhere where we can get potions of water breathing?
Might try the Alchemist at the Magus Arcane. I think there's an alchemist shop in town. No, I don't really do much shopping. The wage isn't great for this job, if I'm honest.
Do you think it would be dangerous if we all went under the water together?
Yes.
Not you, but my party.
Yes.
Would it be dangerous?
Yes.
Oh. Okay, we won't do that then.
It's up to you. Hey man, unless they're paying you really well, I wouldn't go in
They're
there.
paying us anything.
You might get a disease. Look at it. It's scummy.
They're paying us anything, actually? Why are we doing this? And that was a joke. Obi does things out of the good of his heart.
Yeah, but still, why are you doing this?
Yeah, you're right. Let's go talk to the management.
Okay. You head over the bridge and you go in.
My name's Karen. I want to speak to your manager.
As you enter the room, there is a man behind a counter with sort of weird bars up like he's in a bank. And there is another man sitting across on a stool, sort of moving about a bit nervously. He's got quite an expensive-looking silver necklace with a big ruby hanging from it. He's dressed really well. He's sort of shuffling from one foot to the other as he's sitting in his chair, sort of tapping his foot. Just looks really genuinely impatient.
Oh, he has ADD. Okay.
Maybe.
That's me right now. I'm not gonna lie. Sullivan, you want to talk to them since you're the persuasive type? Give off more charisma.
You could be too gracious if you was only nicer to people. I will walk up to him.
Shut the fuck
Which
up.
man? Are you walking up to the man who's waiting or the man behind the barred counter?
But,
Looks a bit like a banker, for example.
well, is the person waiting, like, in line?
He's sat in a chair opposite.
Oh. Then I guess I'll just walk up to the bench behind the bars then.
Okay. Behind the counter is a gnome stood on a stool. And they're sort of peering over a series of documents and making little notes. Sort of squinting a little bit. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Can I help you?
I hope so. We heard about the problem within the water. We're just wondering.
Oh,
if you
water
had
flow,
any-
yes. We hired 2 men to look at that. One of them went to the Magus Arcane and the other one... Well, they never came back. Very strange, that.
Came back from where?
Well, I told them that they could either ask at our other office, or they could head down to the sea office, or they could investigate the matter more specifically. We have some tunnels that lead down a little out the back. I gave them the key. They lead down to where the gates can be retracted from. there's some funny magic stuff down there. I don't really understand it. But I gave them the gate key. They had the correct documentation. One of them went to the Mage's Guild. The other one went out the back. I haven't seen either of them since.
I see. Can you direct me to where these tunnels are?
Oh, are you with the Mage's Arcane?
Yes.
I see. Have you got any official documentation?
Yes,
Zavril,
I
Obi,
will-
and Callum can all
Yeah,
show.
I'll tap Obi on the shoulder and hope that he shows them his wand.
Oh yeah, that's mean. You're at a
Whip
4-foot
out
counter.
your
Pick
wand.
on the kobold.
Yeah.
He sort of jumps up and down, throwing the wand.
I'll pick him up. I'll pick him up. I'll pick him up.
Okay, you just wave a kobold at them. They're like, yeah, great.
Yes.
Love that. She's like,
Let's go.
do I have another key? I might have another key. Honestly, it might be
What if he's
unlocked
left it
right now.
open?
It's terrible, isn't
Everyone
it?
likes that.
No, somebody would have relocked it. I don't do the checks out the back. I have another key somewhere. Reaches over and brings over a drawer, which is just full of keys, and sort of rooting through them. Eventually finds you this big iron sort of hooked key. Places it on the table and there, that'll do it. You can't miss it. It's about 15 foot across. It's got an opening in it big enough for any of you, including that thing. And he points to Sid.
Thank you.
Best of luck. It's just around the back.
And
If you
how
do
long
find
ago-
one of them, I've got their pay.
Oh, okay. Well, how
If we
long
don't
ago?
find them?
You what? Who got the of them? How long ago did the citizen up?
How long ago did they go looking?
Well, the one man went down 2 days ago, almost to the minute. It was about this time. The other one went down to the Mage's Arcane, and I don't know where he went from there. But he hasn't come back either.
Okay, very well. Thank you.
So the man who went to the Mage's Arcane obviously is the big bearded Triton that you know you're looking for.
Yep.
His colleague, you haven't asked a description, but I suppose she'll give it to you anyway, just in case. He's a water genasi.
Okay.
Did you try to drown him too?
No, I didn't try and drown anyone. What are these accusations? Wild accusations. And then the man who's telling them, "Get back to my tallying," the man says as he's sat
Oh my
on
goodness.
a chair. I do have places to go, you know, and a woman waiting
Yeah.
for me.
Oh my goodness.
Josh
Yeah.
and Jamal are the only ones who understood that reference.
Yeah, we will go, and I'll kind of gently shove Glacius forward.
Out with you. Yeah, cool. And as you head back behind the building, I will be back in 1 second.
Can't be accusing people of murder.
Josh, but do you remember what I was referencing?
I don't even know what you said.
I asked if he tried to drown the water genasi. Remember from...
Oh, yes,
Oh,
from
yeah.
yes, with the waterboarding.
That was
Yes.
dumb. That's a
That was
bad
dumb.
reference. You should feel
For
bad.
reference, I played a hybrid air and water genasi in Urxos, and one episode I wasn't there, I got kidnapped, and when we started session
They tried to
next
fucking
week,
waterboard you.
they tried waterboarding me, and they were just like, "Oh, we hope you enjoyed that." I was just like, "You guys know I'm a water genasi, right? That was like a bath for me." And he was just like, "Oh, I'll go kill them then." Those two guys didn't die. Actually, pretty funny.
Sorry, if we play too much D&D while I need the bathroom, somebody's going to die out of my irritation. Yeah.
To the great.
To the great.
This is where it lives.
God, why is the map not loaded? Okay, it'll be a minute on the map, but yes, you go around the back, and there's a big, wide grate. Sitting within that is a sort of two-way flap door, so it looks like it needs to be unlocked and then opened outwards.
I'll unlock that with the hooked iron key.
Okay, as you put the iron key in, it is really, really stiff. I need an athletics check from you, please.
Thanks. Come on, D&D Beyond, don't let me down.
Nice.
Nice. 26.
Okay, yep, you managed to turn it with ease. Bear with me a second, I've got to wait to launch this. Relaunch it, and I'll take you down there.
Double music, let's go.
Double music.
Is
Yeah,
music meant to be playing?
It's about to stop.
My roll 20's just been acting up.
Oh, maybe I should refresh my roll 20.
No, it's okay, I'll
Yeah,
fix it
but-
all for you when I do that.
There we go.
There you go, it's
I've
playing only the
already
Sogravia
clicked
thing for
refresh
you now.
now.
I know that...
I guess it's end of session.
I know that you may recognize this map, a couple of you. Yeah. Don't worry too much. We're only using a tiny section of it. But I need it.
I need it. Where are we going, James?
Hold on a second, sorry.
Where are we dropping?
Yeah, I'm getting there. Relax your fucking shit,
Where are
dude.
we dropping?
I'm making. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, cool. Just here, please.
Oh, this is a big old map.
He knew it was coming.
I would like to get my gem of brightness out.
Can you not see down here?
Yeah,
No, I'm a
it's just black
human.
screen.
Okay, you can do so. What's the light on it?
30-foot radius of bright light, and then an additional 30-foot of dim light.
I think. Oh, okay. So it's just I didn't have vision.
Okay, yeah, because he's just taken out a gem of brightness. Who am I missing down here?
I didn't see it before.
Obviously, I'm missing
Where are we
Callum,
supposed to
two
be?
else. Oh, okay, here.
Where are we supposed to be? Oh, I see your pin. Okay. Oh, where? It's a
Have
big
we,
map.
in a previous campaign, have we been arrested?
Yes, I did
down
say you
here?
will recognize this. You'll recognize this map from Kalan. Don't worry about it. I only need it for one thing. So
As long
that's
as we don't let the wizard try talking to people like we did then, we'll be fine.
Josh, you need to fix your ears, bro. He just said that.
Yeah, but I've been in multiple sewers in multiple campaigns. Which is why I wanted to clarify that we were arrested down here.
sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
You just told me
Captured.
your life story.
Yeah, what's the difference between the two?
And then we spent 3 sessions
One's more
breaking
lawful.
out.
Oh yeah, one is far more lawful, that's true.
Yes.
One's a lot more law.
Okay, as you finally get down here, you see that a lot of it is not really very used. It's very, very dark down here. There are no lights that you can see of any sort. Yeah, everything's a bit underused, if you will.
As we traverse, I want to keep an eye out to see if there's any markings or signs of any like fights or struggles or any disturbances, I guess.
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception check right now.
Sure.
You asked for it.
I sure did. Oh, nice! 19.
Okay,
Beyond has forgiven me.
you see some
Fair
tracks leading down the hallway a little way. You don't recognize them to be anything specific, but you see tracks down on this side. Sorry, they're unusual tracks. You're not really sure what they are, but this place is so dusty and dirty that when you shine the light here, one set of tracks have disrupted the dust. It looks like they walked off that way, and they came back that way.
Okay, I'd like to point them out to Ashrin to see if, like, are they humanoid? If so, maybe she might know what kind of race.
Yep.
You know, stuff like that.
Ashrin, as you take a look, go ahead and give me a survival check. You may make this with advantage, as you have been given some information about them prior to this.
That's a 26.
Yeah, there is only one creature that walks with wet footprints on humanoid feet. That is a water genasi.
Oh, I was going to say duck people.
So you said it went out and
Always
came
ducks.
back. Does
So the
it,
footprints
like,
go in this
end?
direction. They come back here, and they go back to this path here, where the door is.
But
Do they go out the door?
That's the way that the guy came down. It looks like he exited the same way he came down.
But then
Huh.
didn't see the banker on his way out.
That is correct.
And never
Suspicious.
returned.
Invisible.
Do we see anything at the point where we turned around?
Is that
Well,
a whale?
to do that, you will have to keep walking.
It was Dory.
Bear with me a second while it loads. And you'll be able to place yourself just On the left-hand side, middle of the map. Over. I can't find a way to ping. Thank you. Over here.
Okay, I'm pulling a Callum.
Okay. As you get in here, you see the footprints carry on to about here.
James,
Yeah.
sorry, could you give me that
Oh, sorry.
light again?
Oh wait, Josh, do you just have a black screen too?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Alright, I have dark vision, James, just so you know.
What?
Yeah, we got a ring of dark vision, and I'm wearing it. So
Okay,
I do
60
have dark
feet?
vision. Yeah, 60 feet. Alright. I thought I was pulling a Callum for a second.
Let me click the button. I don't know where it is. Update default token. There we go. So yours will remain like that now. Okay, cool. As you move up here a little bit, you see obviously he gets to the end, and the steps disappear. They don't reappear here. They actually reappear here. In fact, they reappear here.
Can we tell how deep the water might be?
About 15 foot, 10 foot.
Okay, so quite deep.
Is this
You
like
can't just walk in it.
sewage or like water?
A little bit of both, depending on which bit you walk through, but this particular stretch is completely clean water. It is the same water that would be flowing from above, but closer to the water that was flowing before it hit the weird barrier, it's clean. And it's running fairly swiftly.
So trying to like get over to the other side might be a bit of a challenge.
Without water walking, you could jump. It's only 10 foot
I
across.
just meant swimming. You said that there's...
You wouldn't want to swim in this water.
You said it was clean.
You can't jump! Don't be ridiculous!
Can I throw Obi across?
Unless you've
I
teleported,
jumped.
you're staying right. Okay, give me an athletics check.
Shit. All right.
I would.
I have to open this to actually remind myself what the rules are. I've actually not got the lowest strength in the world, to be fair.
Wow, that's actually not that bad.
At +0.
Yeah.
Yeah, bear with me for a second.
Above average.
You can jump up to your strength score in distance.
My strength is an
At
11.
least 10 feet before the jump.
So, no, I think it's if you have 10 feet before the jump, it expands it goes up quite a lot, doesn't it?
Nope.
No.
If you
What do you
don't
mean?
have a running jump, you can't. You can only go half your strength score.
Oh,
Yeah, probably want to try that,
Okay.
Obi. As you look at it, you're like,
I-
nah, I'm not going to make that.
Could I? Oh, but you can jump with me. I'll be fine. I can carry you.
I think I'm in the water. I think I failed.
I don't think anybody has a 20 strength score. I
do.
I think you might have exactly 20, right?
Yeah, I have exactly 20, which means I can make.
So you could, yeah, well, 10 foot is the distance of the water, right? You're not jumping from the water to the water.
Oh, James, why wouldn't we want to swim in it?
Because it's gross poop.
But he said it was clean.
No, I didn't say it was gross at all. I said the water is moving very swiftly.
Yeah.
Right, so that would be the challenge, is not...
Yeah,
being
well,
swept
not
away.
only that, but you're wearing full armor.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
just...
How about somebody who can
fine.
jump, perhaps makes a run for it and
I was gonna say I can
Or-
make I can do a.
How about I just put down a floating disc and then we just hop to the floating disc and then hop across?
can
How
you
about
move
you do
the
that?
floating
He
disc?
doesn't need to.
Yeah,
I can
need
fit
to.
in
It
the
just needs to
floating
stay in
disc.
the middle of the water. It's a 5-foot hop to the disc and then a 5-foot hop to the
He
other
can
side.
move this
Everyone-
floating disc as long as he is not within 20 feet of it, though, if that is the question.
Oh, but he can't place it there initially. Gotcha.
Oh, what Fox? What is your idea?
Alright. Me and Obi both have shape water. I form the water, and he freezes it.
Yeah, you can make an ice bridge
I
over
like
the top.
that.
Nice
Make
and
a
easy.
bridge across.
I
We can
was
freeze
really
that.
hoping Fox was going to say he's going to pull him off into a giraffe, lay across, and we'll just walk over it.
Why?
What's a giraffe?
Not even more.
Why? What is a giraffe in the context of
That
this
is my
campaign?
favorite thing I've ever heard.
The dude hasn't seen. The dude has not seen a sea creature. You think he's seen a fucking giraffe?
I grew up in a forest.
Just bumping into forest giraffes.
I don't know what
believe-
books he reads.
Okay, ice bridge, lovely. Okay,
That's
you
a
can walk
genius
across the
idea.
ice bridge. Yeah, that is a genius idea. You file across one by one. We're putting Obi first before he jumps. Yeah, the footprints seem to reappear at this point here, and they move to here. They then go up the ladder, back down the ladder, and over there.
Is there like a hatch at the top of the ladder?
Yes, it leads back up to the street.
Is there an interior lock? Like,
Doesn't seem to be.
would the assumption be that he was able to get out and might have?
It looks so. It looks like he was able to get out, yes. But you don't know if he did get out. You just see that the footstep is high enough on the rungs that if the lid wasn't open, he's only a foot tall. Right? So he went up. He doesn't appear to have stepped on the last rung, so you think that maybe he didn't go all the way up?
So went up, peeked out, and went back in.
Okay.
Yeah, see where it
Yeah, and you do recognize that the key in your hand would probably open that one too.
Are there? So do the footsteps stop at the ladder, or where do they?
They
keep
go
going?
back down the ladder and then they head down that corridor again. The way you guys
Yeah,
did.
they just go back. It's not the most thorough of investigation.
What
Well,
direction is
his
the-
footprints disappear here and reappear here. Right?
So he swam across.
Or did
Oh,
something.
jumped
else.
on.
I mean, he could have swam anywhere else, though, that we can't
Oh, he
see.
missed. He stepped across.
Possibly.
It's a waste
What
of-
what direction is the water flowing? Okay.
And these side channels, are they going out or in?
This
they're
one is
feeding
flowing
it.
in. This one is flowing out. This one is flowing out. This one is flowing out.
You did the hokey pokey, you turn around.
So the
That's
only
what
one
it's
that's
all
feeding
about.
it is this one.
Looking down each side channel, is there anything of note?
Okay, you peek your head down here and you do see
A dragon's horde.
down here the signs of some gear of some sort of in around these edges. Some sort of stuff that's been put down. A couple of bags, a pouch.
Okay.
We could ice bridge across there to go
Yeah,
to
you
the
can
elf.
continually ice bridge as much as you like.
Cryonis.
Give me a perception check as you cross over. Ashrin or Fox, more likely, but no. Ashrin, sorry. It doesn't need to be Ashrin. You're looking for something
Oh.
very specific.
Okay. Just a regular, straight perception check.
Yeah, please.
85.
16.
Okay, you notice that these tracks sort of come back, but they're not quite the same. Most people would have missed this, but they're like very light versions of, as if he's treading above the ground.
Above the ground as opposed to what?
On the floor itself. Like, as if they're not quite touching the ground. They're like, almost like hovering imprints, if you like.
Oh, I see.
You have seen this
Do I have
effect
any idea
before.
what could...
When people have come down from like a levitate spell or a fly spell and they haven't quite hit the ground yet. But there is a different application to this that you might be able to work out. Given his feet do appear to be just as wet or just as dry, depending on which way you look at it, as they were before. Zavril, go ahead and give me an Arcana check here. Fox as well, but you can use Wisdom. In fact, Fox, if you have this spell, you can just know it. You do not get this spell as part of your race. Okay, cool. You have to double check.
I do.
You definitely.
Can I cast Arcana?
Maybe.
Can I do art?
Yeah, go ahead, Obi. But I think the DC is going to be quite a lot higher for you.
Oh, Zavril, buddy.
Obi never fails.
Oh,
For today.
oh my.
God, we.
This is some mysterious magic we've encountered. Oh my god.
Guys, it's
Oh,
the
you do get it as
solstice.
your race, but just not as this race. Yeah, cool. So you guys don't really know what's going on, but it's some sort of magically enhanced effect, probably that let him walk here. You recognize these are the water genasies.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So what's this magic effect coming from again, exactly?
You're not really sure because you got a nat 1.
I rolled an 18.
But he's still tied for the highest.
Yeah.
No, I am. I rolled an 18.
Yeah, but you don't know shit. The footsteps.
I got a 16.
Right. The footsteps. Oh, would you know? Only if you can cast the spell. Only if you can cast the spell. I don't know if you can cast the spell.
Currently or like ever?
Currently.
That's probably a no. Artificers don't get a lot of
Just give me a
spells.
second. I can see it. Of course they do. They get loads of spells because they can prep whatever they want. I just
Yeah.
don't know if it's
Jigglypuff.
available on the artificer's list. Is my point. It's not. It is not something you know about. You know it's not levitate or kinetic jaunt. Yeah, cool. All you guys need to really know is it's the same dude's footsteps. That's it. They go up here.
There's 2 dudes.
Would Callum have a chance to know?
No, Callum
That's
is the
what
one who
Callum
I've just said
did.
doesn't have a way of prepping the spells, so wouldn't know it.
Can I just make scouting this a little bit easy for us and just use warp sight to just look everywhere down these tunnels?
You can look around the corners, yeah, sure. But what's of interest is that there's stuff here.
Ooh, what kind of stuff?
Come on, Obi, let's run away.
Is anyone with me today? Anyone? Guys,
Me and Obi are leaving.
around this area, at the end of the watery person's footsteps, is a series of gear, bags, and pouches.
What's in them? Like,
Oh,
is it like
Wouldn't you
gear
like to
or-
know? Okay, as you come over here, you see some strange-looking like test tubes, beakers, one strange-looking like rod with a net on the end of it, some sort of metal hook. These all seem to be the sort of gear that might be given to somebody who's investigating problems underwater.
Did you say a rod that has a net on it, on the end of it? Like she's...
Shut up, I'll kill you. I will actually break your neck.
No, you won't, Jay.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, so basically, yeah, bags, pouches,
Alright.
lots of gear used for investigating the water. Give me an investigation check, whoever's going through that stuff.
I would like to, please, if that's okay.
Cool, yeah, you're the most likely candidate given what you're looking for, but your last roll was shit. Let's see if you can do a bit better. Great. Elliot finds nothing. He's looking up the wall.
Yeah,
Zavro,
was
you
gonna say-
found... You can make that with advantage to you?
I'm getting advantage on his own investigation from something. I'm hoping it's the right one. But if it wasn't, then it'd still be a 22 anyway.
Sight
which is the
only
first
within
roll.
1 feet from eyes and minute seeing. I don't know why you're using a monocle to look through a bag, but fuck it, why not?
I'd imagine Callum is assisting.
Yeah, sure, we can go with that. You find a large leather-bound journal that is covered in water skin. It's quite expensive to have a piece of equipment like that. And as you open it up, the notes are all made twice. Once in Primordial, and on the other side, they're made in Common. It will take very little of your knowledge to realize that it is a direct translation. Primordial seems to be the creature's natural language, for the Common notes are a little stilted, not as well written, not as quickly written. It looks like somebody's been very careful about writing them out. You would assume that the Water Genasi has taken notes in his own language and then written it out in full. It mentions like previous investigations of previous waterways and stuff, but eventually you come to the most recent page, which talks about here, and there is some sort of disturbance at the end of the corridor marked E3. And if you turn the page back one, he has drawn a map of the sewers, of like showing you all the areas, and you see that E3 is down here and that way. At the end of E3. E3 is that corridor. So he's basically saying down there, there is a disturbance of some sort. It is definitely large and magical.
Is the disturbance in the force?
I hate you.
Stop it.
And then it says, no matter how hard I try, I don't want to go any further. It must be a magical influence. Please step back 5-10 feet, Elliot. And Zavro.
Elliot,
Just go back a little bit.
no man.
No matter how hard I try, I cannot break through that barrier. And then the next note says, I'm done with this.
Oh, he just quit and like left.
And abandon all of his gear.
Yeah. As you get to here, Sullivan, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh no.
Although
I've got a +9. That's not too bad. That's a 22.
Yeah, let's go.
You feel a resistance and an urge to just turn around, put down your things, and go and do something else.
Ooh, I will tell the party
You ignore it.
that. I will tell the party that that must be what the investigator
He's investigating.
felt. But then where did he disappear to? I will say, as I passed through the barrier, if I got
You
the
can
ship.
indeed walk through the barrier, yes. I would advise you to stand within 5 feet of the barrier so that anybody else who wants to pass through can use your ability
Yes.
Can I make
to
an
get
attempt to
through.
dispel the barrier?
Sorry?
Can I make an attempt to dispel the barrier?
Yeah, definitely. As you look at it, you see that its point of origin is beneath the water, and it comes up as like a full screen right up to the ceiling. So there's no way to like bypass it by leaping over it or swimming under it. Once you've found the point of origin, you can go ahead and cast Dispel Magic, but you will have to make an intelligence check for me, please.
Sure.
Let's read
How far down the hole?
A 22.
Oh, it's not a DC 12 spell, is it? It's one level 12 spell. No. Cool. Yeah.
It's a 27 plus my. Oh no, that's a
No,
check.
it's not a saving throw, Josh. Yeah. So you cast Dispel Magic, and you see this barrier sort of shimmer and shimmer, and as it disappears, you hear a loud wow, wow sound coming from the corridor,
Yevra, what did you do?
and within moments, you hear footsteps coming towards you.
That can only be good.
That's where we'll end.
Well,
I jump in the water.
Maybe should.
If you do have anything you want to do, prior to the battle that is obviously coming, please make a note to yourself and tell me at the beginning of next session. Not
Right.
But yeah, that is where we're going to end because that combat is going to take longer.
Typical
than
Zav.
I just realized I could have just spider climb,
Say
walked
something
right
useless
across
that's
the
off the
ceiling
wall.
over to the other side.
Yes, you could. That's what I thought you'd do. I thought you were going to go, I'm going to take some rope over and then string it up and then everybody else could do hand over hand. That's what I was
I was totally
expecting.
planning to kind of do that, but I was still thinking of the jumping. I forgot about the whole climbing on the ceiling thing.
Yeah, I think also Sid is big enough that he could put 1 foot either side and just pick up each one of you and move you.
Mikhail actually said that in the chat. She was picking
Oh,
up
sorry,
the jump.
Michaela. Oh, no, but Sid wouldn't even have to jump. Sid literally, I think, has striding, right? So he could just... he could have been the bridge.
Just
He
the
could have been the
splits.
giraffe.
Giraffe!
Right, I'm going to kick this off with my MVPs, and then I'm going to go to you guys, because I never go first, and sometimes I like to be important.
Is it the giraffe?
No. I really like it when Josh asked Jamal if he was going to try any strange magical rituals. Jamal said no, and Darth went, I will, as the fighter. I liked it when Josh said that his earring would make him too gay. And the suggestion that you should just wild shape into an aboleth. What's wrong with you, idiot?
Wow.
So those are my MVPs. I will come to, well, kind of. I will obviously finish with the inspiration. I will come to Matt first.
Thank you for picking me first, because I think I have the same MVP as everyone else. The single greatest plan in the history of D&D, polymorph into a giraffe and lay down and we'll walk across you. I don't think there will ever be a greater plan, and that plan actually would have worked amazingly.
What is,
Like,
how
that
strong is a
plan
giraffe's neck?
would have worked.
Put a person in
Pretty
full
strong.
armor on a giraffe's neck.
It's pretty
if
strong.
you just
Giraffes
wanna-
attack with their neck.
If you just quickly step and jump off, you're fine. It'll be okay.
You definitely won't break its neck as you leap off
No,
of it.
exactly.
You do it?
It's alright, the first person. By the end of the 7th, like, you've just got this kink-necked giraffe with, like, 2 10 HP, like...
Imagine
that-
Sid tightrope walking across a giraffe's neck.
I don't know how I'm ever gonna find a plan group better than that. So
Future Giraffe J, your MVP?
I'm not seeing that future. I really liked how we got this whole like water job to find these missing people, but then we just entirely focused on the water.
Yeah, I'm just gonna solve the water problem. Fuck the people. I don't care about them. And the worst thing is you've even been told where that guy went, and none of you have gone there. You all stayed right here. And I love that for you guys. Yeah, I'm with you. Duff?
That's a good question. I did I loved the Aarakocra who was just completely like shit at his job, and then as soon as we give him some pipe weed, he immediately is just like, all right, I'm actually useful now. I found that hilarious.
He's great at his job. His job just isn't what you guys think it is. Oh, have we
Jay.
lost a Michaela?
No, we lost Jay.
Oh, okay. Hopefully he comes back shortly.
Michaela said her MVP.
Michaela's MVP is Obi joining the Magus Arcane and talking about Secretary. I loved that moment. It was so sweet. And I'm so glad for you. Sorry, Darth. Jamal, go. I came back to Joe.
I've got two.
Okay.
First one, obviously, the giraffe one was fucking hilarious, and expecting it to be the person who's been so sheltered as to never have seen a giraffe in their life to be able to polymorph into something they've never seen before.
Just drop
It's not a case of sheltered. Where are you finding these giraffes? Like,
Yeah.
We're in Sogravia. You're not going to find a giraffe.
Serengeti? I don't know.
There's not a
Exactly.
zoo anywhere.
No.
No.
That's like a druid's like best place to go. To be
Yeah,
honest.
day trip. Everybody else is like, can I research my spell book? Can I make potions? And the druid's like, can I go to the zoo? Why don't I go to the zoo? Josh.
I mean,
I'm
thinking I've had a fantastic idea dispelling this barrier, and it's like, nope, screw you.
Oh
Thought
no,
that
it was a
already.
great
No.
idea. It was a great idea. It's just it set off an alarm.
Yeah.
Which it should do.
We just blame you for it. Oh, wait.
Anybody who gets their
Yeah.
concentration cancelled, the alarm goes off anyway. So you know when your concentration is being cancelled. Michaela said has Josh.
Yeah, the giraffe thing was pretty funny. I feel like sometimes I'm that clip from Monsters vs. Aliens where the blob's like, I may not have a brain, gentlemen, but I have a plan.
That's actually perfect.
Yeah. But I quite liked it. Was so silly because like with my plus, everyone could have got through the barrier fine. But Jamal being Jamal is like, I can make this even easier for us, and then makes it 10 times worse.
You say that, but I will tell you, I don't think any of you would have got through the barrier apart from Michaela.
Really? I passed with a 22.
Not Michaela, sorry. Who's the apart from Jay, the wisdom characters? Yeah, you got very lucky. You hit the DC. It was 22.
That's
Yeah, like I think with a plus 5, like you guys need to roll 17 and above. Most of you, that just wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah.
You certainly weren't getting the whole party through.
Well, we could
At
if
least this way, you're all present for the fight.
if Astrid used the spider slippers to climb over it, we could then take the spider slippers off, pass them
You
through.
knew you couldn't climb over it. That's
I
why
made
I
it to the
told
barrier,
you.
just
It
now.
went from the bottom of the water to the top.
Damn.
Oh, you made a 20. You made a DC. Oh, look at you rolling a 19. But yeah, my point is, you would have ended up in the fight without one of your members or two, right? Who would have been busy trying to get the other way. And if you remember from fighting in Aboleth, that makes the fight really difficult.
No, yes, I get it. I just like it when Jamal tries to
I
help.
was
and he
very pleased
does.
that you dispelled it. I was very surprised you tried to.
Tag worst wizard.
Best
Stand
wizard. Best wizard, worst witch.
But yeah, I just like it when Jamal tries to help and he hinders his fight. It's always fun when it happens.
Laura?
The miserably failed Arcana check of a nat 1 with a 9, and then another 9, and then an 8, and then a 4, and then a 6. Just all of us just started rolling just to see, and it just got worse and worse.
Better.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I think it was
Yourself.
pretty fair for the session. I think you guys were very distracted today. We started off going, we're going to Karthan to investigate the bandits. And we sort of kind of vaguely started that. And then the mage guy was like, I don't suppose you look into this for me, right? And then you look into something that isn't that, but is kind of related to that. And it's just like this chain of events. And I'm just thinking of my lovely good Sogravia group that got nowhere. And this is going to be the end of you guys, you know? You're just doing some side quest in a dungeon, and suddenly it's like, oh, the world fell apart? Well, we got paid 1,500 gold.
How did the world fall apart? This can't be true.
You
We've
can't
done
give us
so
quests
much.
and expect us to not do them.
Yes, I can. That's how the world works. It's meant to be representative of a real world, right? There's plenty more going on that isn't the war. But you're the guys who are very focused, laser focused on your... Never mind. But saying that, there is one person who repetitively attempted to stick to the goal, to lead the team forwards. And it wasn't your usual team leader. So go Team Obi. I am so in for Obi team captain. Absolutely love this. This is great fun. Like normally Obi's doing all the things that don't matter. And today he started off by having a fist fight with Sheepsbane, and then from that point onwards was nothing but razor sharp focus.
Does this mean that Matt gets 2 cards?
I think Matt's got 3 right now.
Oh damn! Does he
he
get 4?
He has. I've just given him 1, so he's up to 3. I think he got inspiration on the second session, and then I shouldn't have given him inspiration, but he just made me laugh so hard with selling. What were you even selling? Potions, I think it was.
Yep.
Yeah, I couldn't not give an MVP for that one, and the moment with the sparklers with the fucking goblins. Like, we've had so many good moments. Obi's just adorable as well, which does help. But yeah, next week we will pick up with a combat. Do not change your spells from session to session, please. You have prepared what you have prepared. But that is where we're going to end. So if you guys would like to say goodbye.
Good morning.
Bye.
We shall see you soon.